won once in South Bend. That was in 1898 in the first meeting. ESPN's Trevor Maddich says Indiana will rely on quarterback Curtis Rourke and the passing attack.
It broke down against Ohio State because at Columbus, the noise was so loud. Coach Cignetti said after the game that they weren't able to handle pass protection duties because they couldn't hear the snap count. If they improve that at Notre Dame, then that precision passing game will be key.
Trevor Maddich on College Football Live. Indiana and Notre Dame, 7:30 Eastern, here on ESPN Radio. The game also on ABC, ESPN, and the app. Right now on ESPN2, the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. Florida leads Tulane 3-0 in the first quarter. Ohio wins the Staff DNA Cure Bowl, beating Jacksonville State 30-27. The Bobcats win 11 games for the first time in 130 years of the football program.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming up Monday as we head toward the playoffs. Can Jordan Love and the Packers become the scariest team in the NFC? It's unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride! Go!
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Cassie Spazzali.
I'm walking here.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tombley. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Ton to do today. LSU lands another one out the portal.
Another one.
Jakeem Jackson will be here. Jack Pyburn will be here. Terrio will be here. Glad you're here because I'm getting out of here after today for like 2 weeks. Let us begin as we do every single day.
It's time to pop the top on another edition of AFR with Bud Light. Drink easy.
I don't know if it was LSU going 8-4. I don't know if it was having Bryce Underwood snatched from their grips. I don't know if it was Brian Kelly's $1 million challenge, his challenge on signing day, or TAF involving themselves in Bayou traditions, whatever it was. And the truth is, it was probably a combination of all of the above. LSU boosters have engaged, and they are in, brother. They are in. And LSU has money to spend, and my goodness, are they spending it. They have flipped on its head the narrative about LSU being, quote-unquote, poor or not having money or not supporting NIL. I'm not sure if you got the absolute latest, but the latest is just within the last hour, something that we did expect, so much so that at LouisianaSports.net, we already had the article written and the graphic done. But the absolute latest is that Texas defensive lineman Sydir Mitchell has committed to LSU. Another premier prize portal addition for the Tigers in this transfer portal class, with the former Texas defensive tackle committing to LSU on Friday. I'll tell you the impact significance of this in just a quick second. Here's Brian Doan, a national recruiting analyst for 24/7 Sports. His thoughts on Sydir Mitchell.
Every recruit I talk to that deals with Bo Davis, they don't just say, yeah, he's a good guy. They love him. I mean, Bo Davis has an ability to connect with the kids, and he did that with Sydir Mitchell. He made Sydir believe, listen, yeah, we can play you with the nose, we can play you with the 3-tech, but you can move around on the interior of the defensive line And I think when you watch Sydir, you see the tape right there. And like I've mentioned, I've seen him play in camp several times. You understand the athleticism is there. And so he can move around on that defense. And he's not just one guy who can play a nose and that's it. And I think that's something really valuable for you're facing these high tempo offenses where you can change a little bit what you want to do defensively up front with him and not, you don't have to take him out of the game.
So a perspective from someone who's seen Mitchell play a good bit. On our lists here on the show of wants, needs, and musts, I had, again, just my opinion, I had defensive tackle as a need. Again, just to kind of clarify, for those who haven't heard me talk about this before, a want is something you'd like to have, but it would feel like a little bit of a luxury, like a running back. Feel really good about the running back room next year. You'd like to go add someone with a little more experience, maybe a little veteran presence, but that's a want. You can do very well with what you have. A need is something that, boy, you can figure it out, like offensive line. You can figure it out. You got a bunch of guys you've recruited really well, but you don't have at all as experience next year. As a need, you need to go address offensive line. Must is, it's not even debate. Like, whatever you have to do, you will add players at that position, like tight end, for example, need. Safety is a need that they still have, or excuse me, is a must. Tight end was a must. When we look at needs, I had defensive tackle at need. You could make do with the guys you have coming back. Jacoby and Guillory coming off of injury. Don McKinley, Ahmad Bro had really good freshman seasons. You got Sean Washington coming back. You got 4 signees coming in. So you got plenty of numbers. And you got some experience, some young guys. That's a need. Like, you needed to go add another veteran body. And you did. So as a recruit, Sydir Mitchell, 6'6", 320, he's a 4-star, ranked number 226 overall in the country. For what it's worth, there's all the different services, right? ESPN ranks Sydir Mitchell coming out of New Jersey as the number 6 defensive tackle in the country. When you look at Bo Davis went to New Jersey and recruited Sydir Mitchell to get him to Austin. And when you look at his productivity, he redshirted as a freshman and then played in 5 games this past year. So in 2 seasons, Sydir Mitchell had just 7 tackles. But Bo Davis wanted Sydir Mitchell out of high school. And when he went in the portal, Bo Davis wanted Sydir Mitchell out of the portal. The question I would ask you is, do you trust Bo Davis? When you look at Sydir Mitchell, there is one thing that is very obvious that stands out about Mitchell as opposed to every other guy on this defensive line. He's 6'6", 350 pounds. You don't have anybody 6'6", 350. Now, Don McKinley, when he signed, was pushing 330, 6'6", pushing 330, but he lost a little weight. As he told us here on the show, he needed to lose, bad weight. But 6'6", 350, you don't have a dude like that. And sometimes those dudes that are that big, they're not going to be the most dynamic playmaker stuff in the stat sheet, but what they are space eaters. They eat up blocks, they push the middle, and they free up other guys to make plays. Mitchell's an interesting case because when the portal opened, there were reports he was going to go in the portal. He then said he was going to stay, and then he ultimately hit the portal, and now he's committed to LSU. When you look at what LSU is losing on the defensive line this year, you're losing a lot of guys that took a lot of snaps for you this year. But you're not losing a ton of high-level productivity. Gio Paez played 387 defensive snaps for you this year. He's obviously out of eligibility. JVR Suggs played 59 defensive snaps for you. He was just a specialized interior rusher. Now, I wish JVR Suggs was back. He was very good at that role. But that was his role. He wasn't going to be a 40, 50 snap per game guy. Paris Shan played 414 snaps. But again, he played inside and out. Very versatile player for you. But again, not a dynamic player. Jalen Lee's out of eligibility. Demyron Johnson, the freshman, hit the transfer portal. But that's what you're losing at defensive tackle this year. When you look at what you get back, Jacoby and Guillory is returning for his 6th season. He only played 39 snaps this year. because he was injured in the second week. But that's a guy coming into this year that was supposed to be your best interior defensive lineman. He very well could be your best guy next year coming off of injury. Dom McKinley, as a freshman, played 123 snaps. Ahmad Bro played 249 snaps. Sean Washington, I didn't realize Sean Washington played as much as he did. He played 100 snaps this year. I mean, contrast that to JVR Suggs, who played 59. But Guillory, McKinley, Washington, Bro, those four are all back. Now you add Sydir Mitchell, guy entering his third year, 6'6", 350. That's 5. And then the 4 freshman signees you're bringing in, that's 9 defensive tackles right there. That doesn't even count a guy like Kimo Makanayoli if he comes back. There's Jalen Johnson, who you brought in from Memphis as a transfer last year, who could add some depth. I guess my point is, like, your numbers are, you have plenty of numbers at defensive tackle. You got a stud coming back in Guillory, McKinley and Bro with super high ceilings, Washington and Mitchell, who are big body dudes that could plug the middle for you, and 4 signees coming in to give you young depth. All of a sudden, that defensive tackle room looks good. And it's no coincidence, y'all. It is no coincidence that in LSU's dominant era, defensive tackle was elite. Shad Lavallee, consensus All-American. Glenn Dorsey, consensus All-American. Kyle Williams, Claude Roten, Drake Nevis, Michael Brockers, Benny Logan. LSU went 12 consecutive NFL drafts having a defensive lineman pick. Now, that includes the ends, but you went a dozen consecutive drafts from 2004 with Lavallee and Marcus Spears and Marquise Hill that year as well, to 2015. The 04 to 2015 drafts. Every year for a dozen years, you had a defensive lineman picked. And since then, you've had some guys that have played well. Devon Gottschall was a really good player. Rashard Lawrence became a very good player. Jaquelin Roy, Neil Farrell. Last year was Smith, Wingo, Jefferson. These guys are really good players. Guys that were good college players went and got drafted, but you've not had the elite level All-American defensive lineman in more than a decade now. It's time for that to change. Bo Davis is the guy. Bo Davis is the guy to get that talent here and to develop that talent into those dominant All-American players that LSU had when they were winning championships. See if he can do it with this group, and the newest member is Sydir Mitchell, coming in from Texas out of the transfer portal. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad you're hanging out with us here. Show Open Every Day is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light, the official beer of AFR. Y'all, we're heading into the holidays, having that Christmas party, maybe the family over. Maybe you're just going to be kicking up tonight like I am. Watching Notre Dame against Indiana in the college football playoff. Make sure you got plenty of ice-cold Bud Light, the official beer of the LSU Tigers, the official beer of the New Orleans Saints, the official beer of AFR. Drink easy with the great taste of Bud Light. Speaking of the portal, we got 2 portal additions joining us on the show today. Good job, Muse. Jakeem Jackson next. Jack Pyburn from 2 former Florida Gators will be with us. Pyburn will be here in 2 hours. In hour number 3, when we come back, we'll talk about Jakeem Jackson, the corner who signed with Corey Raymond in Gainesville. Now he's joining Corey Raymond in Baton Rouge. We'll talk to him next on AFR.
AFR.
Buying or selling, commercial or residential. Think real estate. Think Darren James. Get to agent225.com, agent225.com. You know, maybe as we move toward Christmas, maybe get a little time away from work. Maybe it's a great time if you're thinking about selling your home. If in 2025, part of your New Year's resolution or some of your New Year's objectives going to be sell your home, move into that dream home, you need to call Darren James. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com, servicing the entire greater Baton Rouge area. This house, and it doesn't matter where you are. I tell you all the time, $100,000 house, $100 million house. Here's one in Plaquemine on LA Highway 75, $140,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, just a shade under 2,000 square feet on a big lot as well. You can check it out at agent225.com. That's agent225.com. If you need to sell your home, you need Darren James. Agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, glad you're rolling along with us here on a Friday edition of AFR College Football Playoff tonight. Of course, you can hear the College Football Playoff right here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge if you are listening in Baton Rouge. Shout out to everybody, Alexandria, Lafayette, Lake Charles, wherever in the state or region you may be. We appreciate you for hanging out with us here. Boy, LSU's doing work in the transfer portal, depending on which site you subscribe to. Doesn't really matter. They're one of the top in the country right now, in part because guys like Jakeem Jackson, former number 3 overall cornerback in the country when he signed with Florida a couple of seasons ago. Now he'll be a Tiger, and Jakeem Jackson, good enough to spend a couple of minutes with us here. Jakeem, we appreciate it, man. How are you?
I'm great. How about yourself?
Man, I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking. Man, I know a lot of people are fired up to have you in the purple and gold. And let me start with the relationship you have with Corey Raymond, because it's a thing a lot of people have talked about. Maybe if you would just take a minute and just describe what that relationship with Corey's been like since he recruited you out of high school.
Yeah, man, Corey, he's my guy since high school. He recruited me really hard. He had a great relationship with my parents. So, we had a great relationship. And we talk almost every day. Even during the recruiting process when I was high school, we just talk every day. He just check up on me. Besides football, like how's life and everything. And the big thing with me, he got a strong relationship with my parents. You know, some coaches here, like, they only care about yourself. They don't care about, like, you feel me, your parents and stuff like that. So that's what really stood out to me.
Yeah, man. Hey, did LSU recruit you coming out of high school at all? I don't remember.
Nah, they didn't.
So when Corey left, it's pretty clear. I mean, I think you'd agree with that. Like, you got a really good relationship with Corey. It's a big part of why you went to Florida and why you picked LSU here. When Corey left Florida to come back to LSU, what was that like for you last year?
I was like, dang, boy, this college is unreal. Because somebody could get fired in a heartbeat. You never know. Nobody's safe in the coaching industry. So I was like, dang.
Coming into this season, I mean, you started the first 2 games for Florida, and then you had the ankle injury. Can I just ask first, just how are you physically coming off that injury that cost you the rest of the year?
Nah, it was my quad. I had torn my quad.
Quad, okay.
Yeah.
So you tore your quad in the second game. So how's that recovery going?
Well, actually, during fall camp, I had pulled it, and then I was trying to play on it. Like, in the games and stuff like that, but I couldn't go full speed. And then the second game I played, I finally decided to run full speed, and then I had messed it up again. So then that made me out for the whole season. But the healing process is going real well. I got a dude that I train with in Orlando. You know, he gets me right. You know, so I'm back healthy now. So I've been training since I've been down in my hometown. So yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Did you have to have surgery on that?
Nah, they just said they got to heal over time.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Jakeem Jackson is with us, LSU transfer cornerback, started at the University of Florida there for a couple of seasons now. He'll be in Baton Rouge. Why did you ultimately decide to hop in the portal and leave Florida?
I want to speak on it on here.
Okay, that's fine. So whenever Corey called you, I would assume it was Corey that first reached out, right? You go in the portal, Corey reaches out. What was your impression when you came on your visit to LSU, your impression of LSU?
Nah, it was real amazing. Like, it was just like a brotherhood. Everybody had connections. Like, every coach had connections with everybody. My parents loved it, and it was like a new environment. You know, I'm from Florida. Being in Baton Rouge, it's like brand new everything. So I was excited to start a new journey up there.
Man, I know you're from Florida, but did you grow up a Florida fan? Were you Gators, Noles, or Canes as a kid?
Actually, I was an Oregon fan growing up.
Really? How did that happen?
I don't know, because we used to watch, like, me and my brothers, we used to watch, like, D'Anthony Thomas before our football games. So we just like the Oregon, like, my whole family.
Yeah. So, so whenever you go to Florida and you're putting on the Gator orange and blue, and now all of a sudden you're taking pictures in LSU purple and gold. Is it weird at all, like going from competing against LSU?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. Yeah, it was kind of weird. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, dang, I was just over here. Yeah. It was kind of weird at the beginning, like walking through the facility when I first got there. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Time flies.
What do you think? Who has the nicer football ops? Is it Florida or is it LSU?
Well, you said what?
Who has a nicer like football ops building, like the football facility? Florida's or LSU's?
It's kind of really the same.
Okay.
I could say like LSU got a little more upgrades.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's kind of the same though.
Yeah, they just redid it a couple of years ago, but it looks really nice though, man.
Yeah, it's real nice, like modern.
Did you take any other visits, or was it just like as soon as you hopped in the portal, you knew Corey and LSU were interested, like that was it?
Yeah, like before I hit the portal, I already knew like where I was going to go. I was going to take more visits, but I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste nobody's time.
Yeah. Hey, I'm sorry, Jakeem Jackson's our guest. Did you? I'm guessing you got to meet Blake Baker and Brian Kelly. What's been your impressions of those guys? Assuming you got to meet them already.
So Blake, he had recruited me in Missouri, so we had a little relationship going on. You know, he's a real funny guy, and I know I could like connect with him. He's real funny, and he know how to talk ball, and I like the scheme that he runs. So yeah, we had a good connection over there. So. And Coach Kelly, he's a funny guy also, and I feel like he's have a future in the program. And, you know, we got a lot of players at the portal, so I feel like we should be very good next year.
Yeah, man. One of your teammates from Florida is coming over as well, Jack Pyburn. We're actually going to talk to Jack here in a couple hours. He'll be on the show with us. Tell us about him, man. What's it like playing with Jack Pyburn?
Oh, yeah, he a dog, man. I call that boy a crash out.
Wait, what do you call him?
He a crash out. Yeah, that was my home. That was my dog. Actually, when I was on a visit to LSU, I had called him. I heard that he was coming to visit, like right after me. I was just telling him, like, bro, this it, bro. We could be teammates.
Well, LSU's doing work in the portal. There's no doubt, man. Improving that side of the ball. You're a big part of it. One more for you, Jakeem. I'm curious. You know, when you look at a guy like DJ Pickett, who's a 5-star coming in. Ashton Stamps is coming back. They went and got another defensive back out of Virginia Tech. Looks like there's going to be some competition in that room, man. What did the coaches tell you about that? Like, did they tell you you'd start? Is it come in and compete? What's that conversation like about those guys?
Well, anywhere you go, you're going to compete. So I'm not really too worried about that. So I know I got to compete. I know everybody in the room got to compete. But at the end of the day, like, we all going to eat, you feel me?
Yeah.
It's like a brotherhood, so I'm pretty sure everybody in that room will see everybody win. So, yeah.
You got any purple and gold in your wardrobe yet?
You said what?
You got any purple and gold in your wardrobe yet? You got rid of all that orange and blue? It's all purple and gold now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't got no more orange and blue. I got purple and gold now.
Jakeem Jackson, LSU cornerback, Jakeem Jackson. Hey, man, continued health, good success, and all that stuff, man. Hope you and your family have a Merry Christmas. Thanks for taking a couple of minutes today, man.
I appreciate it.
It's our pleasure. Y'all go follow Jakeem Jackson on all the social medias. He's on Twitter. He's on Instagram. Give him a follow. Show him a little love, man. New Tiger there. I can imagine that is. Yeah, he said he's like, it is a little weird, man. You know, you're a Florida Gator and you're playing against LSU. Then you blink and all of a sudden now you're walking through the LSU football operations facility being recruited to be a Tiger, wearing purple and gold. So I got him orange and blue in my wardrobe. It's all purple and gold. We appreciate Jakeem Jackson there for a couple of minutes. As we mentioned, we will have Jack Pyburn, Jakeem's teammate from Florida, now Jakeem's teammate at LSU. Jack will be with us here in hour number 3. Remember, Jack's the guy, when earlier this week we talked to Brandon Olson, who's our buddy from Locked On Gators. He said, if I might be paraphrasing this quote, but Brandon said, I'm a firm believer every defense needs a psycho, and he's that guy. So we'll talk to Jack Pyburn coming up later. All right, brought to you by Evermore. Drink Evermore. Y'all, we're heading into the holiday. Of course, when we get some time off, maybe you're going to be sipping back on a little Grandpa's cough medicine, huh? Make sure you stay hydrated with Evermore. Natural artesian water, healthier source, natural source. You know, I always encourage you, whatever bottled water you drink now, like that crappy, crinkly plastic bottle from Texas, Muse, get one of those, get a bottle of Evermore, drink them side by side, tell me if you don't notice a difference. EVAMOR, evermore.com. It's also a Louisiana product, a Louisiana company from a natural artesian well on the North Shore there in Covington. EVAMOR, evermore.com, evermore.com. Okay, it's after further review. A lot that we're going to get to. We will get you a Saints injury report as that is out. A lot to get to today as well. Zy Alexander announced he will play in the bowl game for LSU. So Tigers going to have a pretty full defensive roster for the bowl game against Baylor. Offense is kind of where there's a little bit of a question. But we'll get into all that. Terrio's here a little more than 30 minutes from right now. I will tell you on the Saints injury report, the attendance report from practice today, that Chris Olave was back out there again, which is great to see. Remember, you're a day delayed. So, yes, this is Friday, but this typically would be like a Thursday on the injury report. So, the second day of the injury report because the Saints play on Monday Night Football. So, Carr, Kamara, Bub Means, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and Chase Young all DNP. Juwan Johnson, Chris Olave were both out there in a limited role. So, MVS was listed with a chest and with an illness, same as Chase Young. So you hope to get those guys back and ready to go. But as we found out yesterday, Kamara looks like it's a little more serious with that groin than they initially thought, and he may be done for the year. So we'll keep tabs on it, see how it may go. If Carr can't go, it'll be Spencer Rattler. But as we move throughout the week and toward Monday, of course, we'll talk more about it. All right, it's after further review. When I got a quick break, come back, go around the SEC. Stick around on AFR.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time, or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001, or 1hourbr.com. Give them a buzz over at River City's 1 Hour Air. One of the things I love telling you about all the time is that whenever one of their technicians comes to your house, you get a call, a text, and an email alerting you the technician's on the way with a picture of that technician and reviews of that technician so you're comfortable with who's coming into your house. Helen Gibbs sent this 5-star Google review about Justin, her technician. Justin came out yesterday to do regular cleaning and maintenance on the heater. We discussed some needed work, such as duct replacement, something that was discussed 3 years ago. Finally, we took the plunge to have it done. They were out this morning, started right in, taking the old ducts out, putting the new ducts in, registers, etc. 3 guys, never took a break. Hardworking, cleaned up after themselves. A great job. Another 5-star review from River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared towards seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial properties. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
It's been good. Obviously there's different moving pieces, and certain guys aren't playing and guys are stepping into new roles, and I think that's what bowl practice is all about, is giving guys opportunities, and letting guys compete for spots, and we're going to play the best players. And so I think this time of year is great for the younger guys to get these reps, to get prepared, and it really develops the back half of our program, and also the guys who will make an impact next year who didn't have the opportunity to do that this year as well.
Garrett Nussmeier met with reporters on Friday. Tigers continuing their preparation for the Texas Bowl. I actually got my Nuss Bus hoodie on from 929 Misfits. Muse, can you grab the link for this and put it in the YouTube chat if you would? Go to 929misfits.com. Shout out. That's our Guarantee Beat. He's got a merch store. And my wife, Erica, actually designed this, the Nuss Bus logo. Look at that. You like?
Yeah, no, I do. I like it a lot. I'm not a big hoodie guy, but I know we have shirts with it on too.
Why are you whispering?
I wasn't whispering.
Cassie, was he whispering there a little bit? Kind of like.
I didn't notice.
Was he kind of like this a little bit?
Maybe a little.
A little bit, yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah. Kind of a little bit.
I didn't think she was going to sell me out like Paul.
Well, that wasn't a sellout. That's just kind of what you were doing.
I don't think I was.
Did you suck back on a little too much of Grandpa's cough medicine last night, Muse, at the Guarantee holiday party?
We had a good night.
Yeah,
we did. We had a good night.
Old Cassandra might have imbibed a bit as well. I went with the given name. How about that, huh?
That's terrible.
It's not terrible.
No, it's terrible.
It's the name your mama gave you. It's what it is. Like him. Matthew Octavius Musso.
No, it's not my. Nope. That's not it.
You just own it.
I'd own it, but that's just not it.
Matthew Bocephus Musso.
Nope.
Didn't get that. We'll get it one of these days. LSU continues its preparation for the Texas Bowl. Nuss did talk about Friday the wide receiver room for 2025, which I think the greater question is going to be what happens in the bowl game with Kyron Lacey opting out, Mason Taylor, obviously a tight end, but opting out.
Mason Taylor!
CJ Daniels in the portal. Kyle Parker's injured. Like, who do you throw the ball to? I mean, I'm assuming the beneficiary, the guy who's going to see increased reps and targets, is going to be Chris Hilton. We know Aaron Anderson is there, and Xavier Thomas has his role. But really, how they use Trey'Dez Green will be interesting. You know, for a tight end, I think we're going to see a lot of Giovanni Peterson. Oddly, we talked about Giovanni Peterson in the preseason and fall camp because he's on like every special teams unit. He wears number 45, and he is a unit. I mean, he's just a giant, thick dude. You're like 6'4", 250. You look at him, you're like, Christ, that dude is just like out of granite. But he's just behind Mason Taylor and Kamorian Pimpton.
Mason Taylor!
It just wasn't reps for a walk-on, right? But he played a lot of special teams. So I think you're going to see a lot of Giovanni Peterson in this bowl game. But anyway, 2025 is loaded now. You had Barry and Brown. You had Nick Anderson. You got Aaron Anderson coming back. You got two talented guys coming in the freshman class. The young guys stepping up. Chris Hilton. Here was Nuss on the receivers for 2025.
I mean, I'm very excited. You know, I think there's a graphic going around of the guys with the speed. I saw that. It's pretty unbelievable. You know, we got a lot of guys that can make plays. And some of them are even already still here, you know, guys that were already here. And, you know, we're going to bring some guys in that'll also make, you know, some very good plays. And, you know, it's going to be a very competitive room, very talented room. And so, you know, I'm very excited. You know, we got so many good players in that room.
Garrett Nussmeier meeting with reporters. There's a lot of reason to be excited about the pass catchers for 2025. There's a lot of reason to be excited about the quarterback for 2025. The gigantic question mark is offensive line for 2025 and what LSU does there. They are still going to be active in the portal. We're waiting on an official declaration from Braylon Moore, the center from Virginia Tech, picking the Tigers. And LSU is actively pursuing offensive tackles. I know there's a tackle from Washington State who visited. I'm told that maybe not really at the top of LSU's list, likely going to land at Nebraska, but there are some premier targets on the offensive line in the portal that LSU's going after. And I asked a question today, point blank. Hey, are you going to run out of money? You keep signing all these guys. Like, at some point, that stream runs dry, right? And in no uncertain terms, I was told no. That LSU still has money to burn. Patrick Payton, the defensive end from Florida State, they are heavy after him and going to be aggressive spending to try to land him. I mentioned offensive line, and they are going to add safety help. Like, that is an absolute must. They know it. It just keeps coming back to me that may not be until after the playoff. Remember, and Shea pointed this out earlier this week. It was good that he did. Every team, when your season ends, so when your bowl game ends, you have 5 days from the end of your bowl game. It's like an extended portal window. So there's going to be two teams that play in the national championship game on the 20th. Every player on that team will have 5 days till the 25th to go into the portal. So you're still far from finished with the pool of players in the portal. So it's something we're all obviously going to continue to watch. But the positions that LSU continues to target, we'll keep an eye on it. All right, we're brought to you by Parish Restoration. Tell you every day about Parish Construction and Roofing, but also Parish Restoration. Parish Restoration is the non-toxic dry fog, kill mold, remove odor. Louisiana, mold capital of the world, because it's humid and wet, breeding ground for mold. If you have mold, think you might. If you had water intrusion in your home, your office building, chances are you got mold. So go to parishbuilt.com and hit the restoration tab. Parishbuilt.com, hit the restoration tab, fill out the form, always get a free estimate. It's efficient and cost effective. You want to have your home fogged? Great. Take a half a day. Show up in the morning, be done by lunch. You go home from work, you're in a clean, smelling, mold-free home. Parish Restoration. Go to parishbuilt.com, parishbuilt.com. All right, let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, bringing you the biggest news from the nation's best conference, the Auburn Tigers.
Running back Jarquez Hunter has declared for the NFL draft, making the news official on social media. Been one of the best running backs in the SEC. 1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns this past season. 4th all-time leading rusher in Auburn history.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
Another running back hitting the NFL draft. This time it's Rocket Sanders declaring for the 2025 draft. Started his career at Arkansas, finished his career at South Carolina, and pretty good season. Just under 900 rushing yards and 11 touchdowns. Rocket Sanders off to the draft.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
Alabama transfer wide receiver Kendrick Law is headed up to Lexington. Pete Nakos had the news. Also had interest from Arkansas and Florida State. He's the 38th ranked receiver and the number 197 overall player in the portal rankings. Played in over 30 games for Alabama, but now will finish his career at Kentucky.
The Florida Gators.
UCLA wide receiver J. Michael Sturdivant has picked the Gators. 6'4", 185, redshirt junior, which means he's got 1 season of eligibility remaining. He's the 26th best receiver in the portal rankings. So former Cal transfer as well. Cal to UCLA, now to Florida.
The Oklahoma Sooners.
And the Sooners got an SEC transfer in the form of Arkansas wide receiver Isaiah Sategna. Sategna. I was going to hit it. Sategna. Spent 3 seasons there in Fayetteville. Caught 37 passes. Was the second leading receiver in 2024. 2 years of eligibility remaining for the Sooners. All right, there you have it. That is around the SEC. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Hey, we are a go. T-Bob and I, we are a go for whiskey and wine for the bowl game. So today is my last show of the year. So Muse will hold it down on Monday, Tuesday before everybody's off for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Muse will finish the week and then be back Monday of New Year's, the Monday after Christmas. And then no show New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, and then I'll be back on the 2nd. By the way, our whole lineup, if you're in Baton Rouge, OTB, Hunt, Live at Lunch, Hunt, AFR, we're all going to be off on New Year's Eve with the exception of Jimmy. Jimmy's going to do a specialty show bridging Eagle 98.1 game day until kickoff of the game because we'll just have full LSU game day coverage here that day on New Year's Eve. But in any event, my last show until January the 2nd. Wishing everybody a very Merry Christmas and hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, wonderful holiday, Happy New Year, and all that stuff as well. But T-Bob and I will be at Don Juan for whiskey and wine. So if you're going to be watching the game on New Year's Eve, the game's at 2:30, so come watch the game, hang out, and we'll do whiskey and wine, then go off into your New Year's Eve celebration. I love the fact that it's a 2:30 game because it'll be done over. You have plenty of time to shower, change, do whatever you're going to do to get to your New Year's party, still watch the game and enjoy it. So here's hoping the Tigers play a great one. All right, let me knock out a quick break. We'll wrap up hour number 1. Muse will have Tigers and the pros. Matt LaFleur, a little tidbit from Matt LaFleur getting the Packers ready for Monday Night Football against the New Orleans Saints. We'll get to that. And Terrio's here in 17 minutes. Don't you move, it's AFR.
AFR.
Man, I love telling you about Glow Resources. I love telling you about Glow Resources because I love telling you about great companies, especially great Louisiana companies that have expanded and done great things but continue to maintain their roots in Louisiana, and that's Glow Resources. Glow has moved their corporate headquarters, but not out of the state of the city, just from downtown to Perkins Road near Pennington. They bought a building, did a gut renovation of it. It's gorgeous right there on Quail Oak. You can't miss it. It's Glow Resource, and you walk into Glow Resource and you understand why so many businesses love to work with Jareth Nakan and the great team over at Glow Resources. Number one, they got great culture. They're just they're fun people, but they also get you results. They cast a net through their entire network to find the best people for the job that you're trying to fill. And that's why they have a 96% success rate. It's unbelievable. And they've never, not once ever, had a negative review from an interview. It's Glow Resources. GLO, glowresources.com.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours emergency.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
I think they do some good stuff defensively, specifically in their secondary. They run a lot of different things and get into, the same coverages in certain ways. So I'm sure you guys will see that on tape a lot. But a really good team, obviously a really well-coached team, and a team that has a lot of momentum. So it'll be fun. I mean, I'm sure the ticket sales are through the roof right now because it's an in-state matchup. So, I mean, it's what you dream of.
That is Notre Dame quarterback Riley Leonard getting ready for the college football playoff, the first ever 12-team college football playoff. My goodness, are people really excited for this one, man. And this game tonight, prime time, I'm fired up for it. And I don't know if you noticed, but it was a snowy mess in South Bend at Notre Dame Stadium. We're sitting here in studio, and College Game Day's on, and so we're watching the scene there from College Game Day. If you're watching on YouTube with us or on WBTR, there's a photo that Notre Dame shared on their Twitter from Notre Dame Stadium this morning. Someone made a snowman in one of the upper bleacher sections, and so they took the perspective from behind the snowman, looking at the field, which is covered in snow. And I'm watching, and hat tip to the grounds crew over there that got everything cleared away, got all the snow cleared away, and got the stadium looking good for tonight and ready to go. Do we know, is it supposed to snow tonight in South Bend? Can you check a forecast?
I will, yes.
Yeah.
I checked it earlier, and it didn't look like it, but I'll double check again.
Okay. So, I think many of you know, we've talked about it plenty over the years. So I spent a year in South Bend. My freshman year of college, I went to Holy Cross, which is run by the same priests, and there's a lot of synergies with the universities. You have classes at Notre Dame, you use the library, the workout facilities, you get student tickets, all that stuff. And all that to say, this time of year there is miserable. And it's not I know we're going to look at the temperature, and I think the temperature is there. You have it?
Yeah, low of 22 tonight. Just a 22% chance of snow.
Oh, just a 22%?
Just a 22%.
You're going to see snow at that game. It snows every day. So they have, it's very common, you have what they refer to as lake effect snow. So because if you look at Lake Michigan, which is just like, look at the horseshoe, the Indiana-Illinois line just splits Lake Michigan. So, right, we all know that Chicago is on the banks of Lake Michigan, right? If you're familiar with Chicago's geography. Well, on the east side of the lake is South Bend. So all the wind from the Windy City comes across the lake, picks up water off the lake, and dumps it in South Bend. So it snows all the time in South Bend. When I was there, we got our first snow in October, our last snow in May. And so all this to tell you, it's 22 degrees. But do they have a feels like temperature?
I didn't see the feels like temperature there.
The wind chill, the feels like temperature is always dramatically lower because the wind is always blowing because you're just on the other side of the lake from Chicago. And so if you're watching right now, they have like a real life touchdown too. There's a guy like acting. But if you're watching on game day, here's idiots without shirts on. They have flags that fans have behind game day. Oh, there's a beautiful shot of all the smokestacks in South Bend. It smells like yeast in that city. It's an awful place. It is a truly awful place. The campus is beautiful, but South Bend is truly an awful place. But the wind, I could see, my first thing I noticed, because they showed Stanford Steve and he wasn't wearing a hat. And that's borderline lunacy to have nothing on your bald head in sub-freezing temperatures and the wind blowing. But I'm telling you, the feels like temperature is probably closer to single digits in South Bend with the wind blowing like that. It is going to be miserable. I mean, absolutely miserable being up there tonight. But it'll be wonderful sitting in my warm home with a whiskey and a fire going and watching this thing on TV. And I'm telling you, man, I'm doing this, breaking down the Bulls show with Greg Bowser for your view. There'll be 4 episodes. The first one was this week. We talked about a lot of playoffs. The game that I picked, like the home team on upset alert, I said Notre Dame, upset alert. Indiana's defense is awesome, and I don't think Notre Dame has played anybody. The one ranked team they played this year is Army. And now they boat raced them, but Notre Dame, similar to Indiana, neither played a tough team. So what's going to happen when you're really challenged? I think this is going to be a really close game. Who do you think? Do you have an upset alert?
Well, upset alert, not necessarily, but I mean, I can tell you, I am on Indiana tonight. I mean, I did
points or money line?
Points.
Yeah.
But I like them. I put Penn State, Matt, on upset alert. I like SMU in that ball game an awful lot.
I'm curious. I just think the physicality of Penn State is going to overwhelm SMU. I was interested that Lee Sterling here yesterday had wrong team favored with Tennessee, Ohio State.
Yeah, that was interesting.
I do love Tennessee's defense, and I think all the issues Michigan's defensive front posed for Ohio State, Tennessee can as well. I just don't know that Tennessee's offense, weird to say, can move the ball. I mean, wasn't that a narrative all season with Tennessee? It's like the first half, they can't move the football. So if Tennessee starts slow and has to play catch-up, can Nico do it? I think that's kind of the bugaboo there. But anyway, I think Texas, dump trucks, Clemson. I think that's a walk. We'll see. All right, we're brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Locations all over Louisiana. I had to pay a visit to Shaw Bills earlier this week. Last weekend, Erica hit a curb, busted a tire, brought it to Shaw Bills, had to buy a new tire this week. But if you want the best tires on the road at the cheapest price possible, you go to Shaw Bills. ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com, with locations all over South Louisiana. Schedule service online, shop tires online. Always encourage you, when you go to the website, hit the promotions tab at the top. It'll show you every active promotion they have. So no matter what tire you're looking to buy, for what make or model of your vehicle, they're all right there with all the details of all the promotions and how you can save. It's Shaw Bills. Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Shop Bills. We keep you rolling. Muse, do you want to do it in 60 seconds? No?
I mean, I can. Let's go.
Tigers in the pros.
All right.
They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now.
All right, we'll start. The Houston Astros signed a free agent third baseman. It is not the one that you're thinking of. It is actually Christian Walker. That likely ends Alex Bregman's time in Houston. Actually, it does. The teams to watch, we told you a couple weeks ago, Yankees, Mets, Red Sox, Blue Jays. We'll see where Alex Bregman lands.
Diamondbacks.
Or the Diamondbacks. oddly enough, Christian Walker came from the Diamondbacks as well. Basketball, Ben Simmons, 12, 5, 7 in a win. No, didn't even attempt one. Naz Reid, slow night.
Should have stayed.
3 points, 1 of 7. Not great. That's Tigers and Pros.
And a Babe Muse. Look, you got it done. That's all it took.
We got it. We made it there.
All right, Terrio's here to kick off hour number 2. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
If you have not done all of your shopping yet, I have good news for you. Supper Club. BTR.com. Supper Club. BTR.com. Get a gift card. It's super easy. Go to supperclubbtr.com. Bottom right, it says gift card. Click that button and buy a Supper Club gift card. What do you get for the person that has everything? You get them an experience. And I assure you, there is no dining experience in Baton Rouge, in Louisiana, or darn near anywhere in this country like Supper Club. That is not hyperbole. Go experience it. Brandon and Mackenzie essentially scoured the earth to say, what are the best dining experiences in the world and how can we bring them to Baton Rouge? That's Supper Club. Get a Supper Club gift card. SupperClubBTR.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our #1 product is always customer satisfaction. Visit us online at reliefwindows.com.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Do you have your bracket ready? 7-seed Notre Dame hosting 10-seed Indiana tonight. to kick off the 12-team college football playoff. ESPN's Nick Saban.
I think Indiana's probably better than most people think, and I think that they got a really good opportunity if they can handle the pressure on offense and keep the ball away from Notre Dame, who can run it probably better than they can throw it.
Nick Saban on the Pat McAfee Show. Notre Dame and Indiana, 7:30 Eastern here on ESPN Radio. The game also on ABC, ESPN, and the app. Right now, late first half at the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl on ESPN2. Florida leads Tulane 6-0. Iowa quarterback Brendan Sullivan will start against Missouri in the TransPerfect Music City Bowl a week from Monday. He's coming back from an ankle injury. ESPN's Max Olson reports former Bowling Green running back Terrion Stewart is expected to transfer to Virginia Tech. And from the NFL, Ravens wideout Nelson Aguilar out for tomorrow against the Steelers. He's still in concussion protocol.
Hey, it's your resident Super Bowl champ, Chris Candy, coming on Monday as we head toward the playoffs. Can Jordan Love and the Packers become the scariest team in the NFC? It's Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's rock!
Louisiana boy, yeah, they call him the riot. Born and raised in the swamps, on the fight like a tiger. He going beast mode, baby, he a beast though. What you think he supposed to do? You pitch a better reload.
After further review, the Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Terrio, presented by Alpha Customs. Alpha Customs, Prairieville and Lafayette, and online at alphacustoms.net.
Well, how's your week going?
Week was good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, good. I'm full of good ideas.
Here comes Terrio. The throw, not in time. Scudero delivers, and the Giants lead 4-3 in the 10th.
The wave pool, although probably full of bacteria, flesh-eating parasites, and the occasional turd, provides endless hours of fun. It's not cool to have a 30A sticker on the back of your grocery go-getter. Big fan of the truck.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate
Cassie Spazzali.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
News. Oh. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Yeah, right. Been a minute, man. We need to get you. Look, we got to get you in a higher chair. Look.
No, this is good.
No,
it's a comfortable chair.
I don't. Yes, that is a comfortable chair. However, I'm in a tall chair. You're in a. I mean, that just looks.
It's all good.
No.
I mean, okay. Well, we can do that next.
We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it. If you're not watching right now, get to YouTube, 104.5 ESPN YouTube, or WBTR in Baton Rouge, and you can see what I mean, I am. Is this full head taller? I mean, look at the screen. Just look at the screen.
Yeah, full head.
Yeah.
But Ryan's also kind of leaning over too. He's not sitting up straight. No, it's still full head. Never mind. It's still there. Yeah.
Anyway, how are you?
Good.
Yeah. So last week, you're watching the Catholic of New Iberia. What are they? Mascot?
Panthers.
The Panthers win state. Congrats to them. What's your nephew's name? Shout him out.
Michael Hike.
Michael Hike.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out.
Linebacker, special teams extraordinaire.
Did he block a punt?
Sophomore had a heck of a year. Super proud of my nephew, Michael Hike. Yep.
Shout out Michael Hike, state champ. Week before, I was in Florida for Drew's cardiology appointment. So it's been a few weeks here since you and I have done this. And Paulie's not here. Cassie's in for Paul, so we don't have our graphic for our pick'em contest. And championship weekend, we didn't make our picks. So I think it's just incomplete, so we just flushed the season.
Is that how that works?
I actually don't know what happened. I gained on you, and I think I was within 2 games, and I don't know what happened the last weekend.
I mean, is that when it was supposed to finish, though?
No, we always go through championship weekend. But now I'm like, do we make picks here in the polls? Do we do the college football playoff?
I think we should do the college football playoff. I'll do the college football playoff.
Yeah, we can do that. It's fine. Okay.
That'd be fun.
You think we're going to end up just picking all the same teams?
Let's do spreads for the college football playoff.
I think spreads we may actually end up. I think we're probably more likely to pick the same side on spreads.
Okay.
We'll feel it out.
Yeah, or we could just end it where it is, and then we could do another. We could do another one for the playoffs.
So we just discard the season because it's incomplete.
Well,
so it's a no contest.
No,
it
I
just
think
ends that as is. As I'll remind you, this friend is a radiotatorship, not a radiocracy.
Got you. I got it.
How's your week?
Week has been good. The last, let me see, 3, I guess, 2 or 3, leading up to this week, getting ready for Christmas next week. It's been a bit of a sprint.
Yeah.
But I've had a lot of cool stuff kind of go down in the Terrio household leading up to Christmas, which we'll talk about after the new year. I can't really let the cat out of the bag yet. But there's some exciting news.
Do I know?
Coming, yeah, you know. Coming your way.
Oh,
We're not going to say it yet.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, we're not going to.
Yes, got it. That is exciting.
It is very exciting.
Very exciting.
So we got that. So that was good. That was always fun. And then, next week is my favorite week. I had a birthday.
You did?
A couple weeks ago.
December 7th.
I did.
1979.
That's right.
When's my birthday?
Around then.
Nope.
You're in May.
Nope.
You're in.
So like.
I text you on your birthday.
I know. I just don't know why you don't remember.
I text you I don't remember anybody's birthday. It's nothing personal, but I do have an alert on my phone, and when it comes up, I text you on your birthday. Anyway, it's been a good week. Super excited and fired up about next week, but I do have some things that I would like to get off my chest about next week.
I would love to hear what you have to get off your chest about next week.
So I've got a letter for everyone.
Okay, great.
It's Dear Happy Holidays, people. So this would be the people that say Happy Holidays. That really pisses me off. You want to piss me off? Say Happy Holidays. Okay. But this whole thing starts during Thanksgiving season when you fakes start saying this crap. You say Happy Holidays during Thanksgiving. You start with the stupid made-up holiday, which is Thanksgiving. We've gone over this. We've gone over this time and time again. It's not a real holiday. There's no truth whatsoever. The Indians and the invading pilgrims never sat down for a peaceful dinner to celebrate their great relationship. That didn't happen.
Were you there?
It was actually the opposite.
Were you there?
Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year holidays are often lumped into one general season. And people say, Happy Holidays, because it's the holiday season.
Yeah. And then you also have like Hanukkah and Kwanzaa.
I throw them in.
All the holidays in this time of year.
Throw them in.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
Right.
The only, and I mean only thing that we should be celebrating at the moment is the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Shout out to JC.
I do love the Christmas Jesus.
That's right. The actual date of his birth can be debated, but that's not important. Not to me, at least. It was 2,000 years ago, so hey, we may have missed a few days.
Roundabout.
Could have missed a couple days. Yeah. It's not what we're celebrating.
It doesn't even have to be his birthday. It's just we're celebrating
the birth.
It's not
that's
necessarily,
right.
Hey, he was born on
we're celebrating
December
the birth. 24th. That's right.
There are estimates of what his actual birthday would be, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, we're close. We'll be close. And then we go out and we spend tons of money, and the whole thing's commercialized, blah, 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 and we buy all these gifts.
I know, I hate
But we buy gifts because
of the 3 wise men.
We buy gifts because the 3 wise men traveled to meet baby Jesus upon his birth, present him with gifts. That's why we do it. The commercialism of this holiday makes me want to puke.
I agree.
I'm all for a good time. I love Santa.
Mm-hmm.
I love Frosty the Snowman. I wore a Frosty the Snowman hat last night to the Parish/T3 Christmas party.
Awesome.
I did. The top hat thing Frosty wore.
Love it.
I like Rudolph. I even like The Grinch. Like, I like the movie. I like it.
Did the movie, yes. Yeah.
But always
You know what I
keeping the reason for all the hoopla first in our minds should be important. Stop saying happy holidays. If you tell me happy holidays, I'm going to hit you with a hard Merry Christmas. Right back at you, right in your face. If you say happy holidays, I'm going Merry Christmas.
Let's practice.
With intent.
Hey, Ryan, happy holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Got it. That was with intent.
And then it's a stare down in the eyes, like.
What about when you say Merry Christmas to someone they don't reciprocate?
If they hit me back with a happy holidays, if I say Merry Christmas and they say, yeah, happy holidays, then I'm going back, no. Merry Christmas.
Got it.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah. Got it.
Just like Easter isn't about some stupid rabbit. Although I love Cadbury eggs.
Oh, I love the
little hard ones.
I love the little hard. Not the Cadbury cream eggs. The
like the little hard ones.
The mini eggs that are the hard. God.
And I appreciate the heck out of Peeps. They don't taste great.
Erica found the Cadbury eggs, but they made them green and red for Christmas.
Oh, shut your mouth.
She put them in my stocking.
Bless her heart. Okay. If you really think about the New Year thing, you'll come to the same conclusion that I've come to. Okay. Right? We really don't know when the year starts or when it stops. Like, we made all this up, this 12-month thing.
No, we didn't.
It's the Mayans and the Incans. They have their calendar. The Chinese celebrate the New Year on January 29th. That's when theirs starts. But if you look at history all over this planet, people have a different start to the New Year. Like, that's when they celebrate the New Year. That's a debated topic.
Understood, but it takes 365 days to make one revolution.
But what's a day? I don't know. It's debated.
We don't know. Well, we also, if we believe as we do, time has no beginning and no end.
This is getting deep.
So there isn't a day. So it had to be declared somewhere that this was going to be the first day of this calendar that we're accepting. But we do know it takes 365 days to revolve around the sun.
But who said it was December 31st and January 1st?
Right. Well, that's
my thing.
I don't understand what you're getting at here.
We don't know if this is New Year or not.
But it is a new year based on the calendar that we accept. But to what you're saying, though, there would have to have been a starting point in time. But there is no starting point in time. We have always been. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I'm following you.
So there is no start.
I'm following you.
This is what's very hard as a human to understand and accept.
I get it. I understand it. I accept it. I accept that. I just don't accept when that is. I don't accept the celebration on December 31st at midnight.
Why not?
I don't accept that.
But that's when we start the year that is universally accepted.
I wanted to start it on July 30.
Then you do that.
28th.
Then you do that.
That's what I want to do.
You can go do that by yourself. That's a tough one for me to get behind.
Hey, listen, you idiots can keep saying happy holidays all you want. Thanksgiving is fake and it's a made-up holiday. New Year's celebration's fake. We don't know that it's when it is.
But it is.
It's just a ploy to sell fireworks and champagne, and I think that's stupid. Merry Christmas. That's it. Sincerely, Ryan.
It's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break, do Kick Rock. So it kind of feels like you just did that. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by Action Industries, Action, INC.com for Action Industries Incorporated. They're a proud partner of LSU Athletics. And while I've told you about Action Industries for a couple of years now, I'm going to keep reminding you over these next few months about the Advanced Turnaround Group. So same company, still Action Industries, same company, local company, been around for 42 years, going on 43 years now, because we're about to move into the new year.
Maybe.
No. It's the new year.
According to who?
According to all of society.
Not the Chinese.
So then move to China.
I'm just saying.
You have to have a start of the calendar year. And in the next calendar year, Action Industries will turn 43.
But will they?
Yes. In the next calendar year, they from the time they started their business,
maybe
there have been 42 calendar years, going on 43. Yes, Action Industries, proud partner of LSU Athletics.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood Subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
I think we should probably. We're back on air, by the way. We're back on air. I think we should probably, for today, forego the NOLA bounce and go to Christmas music.
Totally.
And it's up to you. You said you like Frosty and the Grinch and all, but given your letter, it kind of feels like maybe we should go with traditional, like Christian Christmas music. Like "O Holy Night"
yeah.
and "O Little Town of Bethlehem" and "O Come All Ye Faithful" and "Joy to the World" and all that sort of stuff.
I'll take that.
That's not nearly as fun as Frosty the Snowman and Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Jingle Bell Rock and all that stuff. But I don't like those songs anyway.
I'm cool with that. Muse, you all right with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do that. Good.
All right.
Thank
that
you,
sounds
bro.
good. All right, it's After Further Review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here.
Bless you, Muse.
Terrio hates the holidays.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, really? That's what I gathered from
Love Christmas.
your letter.
Love Christmas.
You hate the holidays.
Love Christmas. If that's the holiday, then yeah, I like that.
The holiday season.
I love Easter. I love Christmas.
That's it?
4th of July is cool.
You like Halloween, too. You're a big Halloween guy.
I like Halloween.
And Halloween's a totally made-up holiday just to sell candy. I mean, so you're being a little contradictory here. It's a little hypocritical. Sit here and tell me how much you hate the made-up fake holidays when you celebrate Halloween.
You know what else is a stupid day? Valentine's.
That's a totally made-up holiday. Yes, I hate Valentine's Day.
That's a stupid day.
I don't like, I'll tell you what I generally love the Christmas season. People are in a good mood. People are very joyous and very giving, and I love that part of it. I do love, as a Christian person, I do love the reason for the season that we celebrate. I do resent the commercialization because I think it puts a lot of stress on people to spend money, and a lot of times it's money they don't have.
It does, bro.
And it's like, you don't have to go buy stuff. Like, that's the thing I don't like. There's such stress and anxiety a lot of people have at a time where you shouldn't be stressed or anxious. You should be relaxed and joyous. That's just me, though.
How do you... Because it's so easy to get caught up in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's because it's everywhere you look.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you do that? I would love to do that. Be able to just take a step back and just enjoy it for what it is. And I think in my brain I want to. Like, I think the only way I could do it personally would be just to leave and go on vacation somewhere.
But then, you're spending money going on vacation. So you're not really getting away from that nature of it. But that's okay. I don't. By the way, I don't think it's bad at all to give gifts. I think that's a wonderful thing to do. I think that's, a lot. Like, I don't mean to be preachy, but one of the ways that you receive God's grace is by giving, and so you have to be willing to give, but then you also have to be willing to receive, so someone can receive God's grace when I don't mean to be preachy. I know we're sports, but you're on this thing, and so I think giving is wonderful, and receiving with a joyful heart is wonderful as well. So I don't have any problem with gift giving. I'm not saying that. What I don't like is when people feel stressed or like they go beyond their means to spend because you're supposed to. That's where I'm like, man, just don't. So to your point, what I would rather do is, instead of giving gifts or something like that, if you have the means, give to people who have less. That's why I like to, you adopt a family, that sort of thing for Christmas. Or like today we were at the Christmas presentation at Drew School at St. Lillian. And at the back of the room, they had a big board, and there were envelopes like numbered 1 to 130. And whichever envelope, they asked that you give $1 for that corresponding number. So based on what you were comfortable giving, from $1 to like 100, maybe it was like 130, whatever it was. And if all that got filled by the end of the day, it would raise like $5,000 or $8,000 or something like that would go to families in need at Christmas. That's wonderful. Like, that's a wonderful thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I think things like that are great. But I also think giving gifts to your loved ones are great.
Yeah.
Boy, we went on a tangent there. But Terrio hates the holidays. And you know what?
I like the 4th of July.
Yeah. Celebrating our independence.
Yeah.
I love celebrating whipping the crap out of England. That's right, England. Take that, losers.
Nerds.
Our farmers with pitchforks beat up on your army with all your coats and guns and whatnot.
They haven't recovered since either.
They haven't.
They're still nerds now.
They don't even know what to do. They don't even know what to do with themselves over there.
They don't, man. They are so lost.
We're brought to you by Optimize, generatorpeople.com, generatorpeople.com. We'll do Kick Rocks here in just a quick second, but remember, you live in Louisiana?
I do. Yep.
Not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Power's going to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Power went out at our house 2 weeks ago. Came home. Clocks were all, blinking and all that sort of stuff. Power went out. I have no idea why. But it happens. You want to prepare for it? Now's the time. You don't prepare when the storm's in the Gulf. It's too late. You want a generator? You call the generator people. It's that easy.
Be a heck of a Christmas gift.
A generator?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, set your family up. It'd be awesome. My buddy Matthew Newman does an awesome job over there at Optimize. I mean, they have built the #1 Generac dealer in the state of Louisiana. They've actually received national recognition from Generac as one of the top dealers in the country because all they do is Generac automatic home standby generators. They're the best. They're technicians. They install and service Generac automatic home standby generators. Upfront pricing, low down payment, financing for any budget, turnkey installation. They're the best. GeneratorPeople.com. GeneratorPeople.com. And if you don't call Optimize, you can kick rocks.
It's time to kick rocks with Ryan Terrio.
Kick rocks.
Presented by Ruckus. Kick rocks with shoes from Ruckus. Jones Creek Road in Baton Rouge, or go to ruckus103.com.
Tom Brady can kick rocks. That's a standing kick rocks, but this one's
a perpetual kick rock.
Kick rocks.
Did you prepare?
Yeah. Okay, you can kick rocks for being a middle midget.
Kick rocks.
Costing your team 4 points.
They can kick a whole bag of rocks for that.
Get on down the road and kick rocks.
So the quarterback from Vandy, was it Diego? What is it?
Pavia.
Yep.
I want to see where you fall on this.
Yeah, so Diego Pavia, I guess has been granted. There a stay was granted, and he can play again next year.
Well, so the NCAA didn't rule. A judge has filed has approved his injunction or his injunction, so that way said basically that he could play, but the NCAA says no, you can't because you don't have any more eligibility. But they don't think that the court case is going to be done until like next year after the season, so they'll go play, and then after it's done, what do you do?
Which opens up Pandora's box for NAIA and other divisions that are under NCAA. So theoretically, you can have 6, 7, 8-year college athletes.
Yeah, what if you went and played JUCO or NAIA for 2 years? You get to be 20, you're better, and now you can go jump into college football.
You could go
or
to
basketball or
you
baseball.
could go to JUCO for 2 years. You could go to NAIA for 4. Then you could go to NCAA for 4.
How about that?
Excuse me.
30
You could
years
go to
old.
NCAA for 5. You could redshirt.
Yeah.
And you could go to NCAA. So yeah. So Pandora's box has been open, and NCAA has fumbled a few times here in the last 3 years or so. If this does indeed happen, changes the landscape tremendously. I'm coming at this from a parent with children who aspire to play Division I college athletics, and also a parent whose children aspire to be professionals and go to the best school possible. Play sports, but also go to a great school. Not knocking junior colleges, but I kind of am. No offense. I think this is terrible.
Okay.
Terrible, terrible, terrible for me and my situation and my children. And if this is allowed and this can indeed actually happen, it really sucks for the high school athlete. It forces them to either quit or go to a school that they really don't want to go to. And then what do you do after the sport when you're done? It makes them make that decision at 18 years old, which is a hard one to make. Where are you at? Where are you with it?
I'm not informed enough yet to make a definitive statement. I think you have to have rules. And if the courts just keep saying every rule that the NCAA makes is unconstitutional or illegal, then we don't have any rules in college sports anymore. And it's a very convenient pastime for people to knock the NCAA. But remember, the schools collectively created the NCAA as the enforcement arm of their rules and to organize their championships. So the schools are the ones that created the NCAA. So if no NCAA, you gotta have rules, something, or what are you? You're ruleless.
You're ruleless.
But on the other hand, I kind of look and I go, all right, well, if you're Diego Pavia, you're not going to play in the NFL.
Mm-mm.
You get another year, you know what you're going to do? You're going to go in the portal and someone's going to pay you $1 million to go be a quarterback next year. That's awesome. Good for him.
No, it is good. Which leads me to my next one, which is the transfer portal, which can kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
In the scenario that I mentioned earlier, a player could play for 10 different schools.
That's awesome.
They could put on 10 different uniforms.
Cool.
Not cool.
Why not?
No, that's brutal.
Why?
How do you pull for a team? Now
Who
granted.
cares? Not worried about you.
Now,
who
granted,
you pull for. Pull for the team.
I see what the
player.
Tigers are doing this year. I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be honest with you.
Funny how that works, huh?
I think there's some more big
You
ones
hate the
to
portal
come.
until it works in your favor. You hate NIL until it works in your favor.
It's true, and I do. And maybe that, whatever. I think there needs to be some limitations there. Next, and the last one, and this guy's been getting on my nerves for a long time recently, and that is Aaron Rodgers, because he stinks. He's not any good anymore.
That's true.
He's really not any good. And he goes on the McAfee show, and he does all kind of podcasts and does all this other stuff. And, I'm all for you voicing your opinion on things. But you kind of got to be good to do that. So you can kick rocks, Aaron Rodgers.
Kick rocks.
Is it?
You used to be good.
He used to be good. Oh, he's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. First ballot Hall of Famer.
And I want Ryan to punch him in the face.
Ryan
Clark.
Why?
They got a little thing going.
Ryan Clark and Aaron Rodgers have a thing? What do you mean a thing?
They got a little spat going right now.
Oh, how? On like Twitter?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Check it out.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com, new and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. This end of the month is always the best time to buy a vehicle. End of the year.
Oh, it's the best.
Even better.
The best.
It's the best.
They're giving them away over at South Point.
They've got it. Look, you need to move inventory before the end of the year. This is the time.
Their EV stuff at South Point is off the charts.
No, they're really cool.
It's unbelievable. No, the deals are off the charts.
Check it out, southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. Great customer bonus deals going on right now. You can shop by vehicle, the year, certified pre-owned, you can make, model, body style, price, everything. It's all right there for you. Color, break down the selection, every vehicle. If it's on the lot, it's online at southpointvw.com, southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? Okay, let's not get a quick break. We'll come back. Good news for LSU in the bowl game. Zy Alexander is going to play. We'll talk about the impact of that. We'll get you the Saints injury report. It's AFR.
After further review.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. It's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for, 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. I would always recommend, look, we talk so much about car accidents, but it's so much more than that over Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys because they practice all different types of law. So if it's car accident, truck accident, personal injury, offshore, maritime, workers' comp, wrongful death, slip and fall accidents, social security, disability, nursing home neglect, plant explosions, motorcycle accidents, ride share accident. They even do immigration law, rollover car accidents, speeding car accidents, hurricane claims, industrial accidents. I mean, there's a wide breadth of what Gordon and his team can cover, and they cover the entire state of Louisiana. So, you know what to do. Get Gordon and get it done.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
At Relief Windows, we're more than windows. We're windows, doors, hardy plank, and vinyl siding. But our number one product is always customer satisfaction.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled.
There you go, Mr. The Riot. Does that put you in the mood?
Beautiful.
That's beautiful. Who is that, Muse? Who's singing that?
It's Amy Grant.
Okay, Amy Grant. Definitely in the Scone household, when we were younger, Mom would spin the Amy Grant CD on Christmas. We'd go do midnight. For a while, we did midnight mass, and then we would go home after midnight mass and do presents for each other.
Yep, we did that.
Delayed Santa's arrival, though. When you stay up that late, Santa ain't coming while you wake.
No chance.
No.
We did the midnight candlelight service at Broadmoor United Methodist.
Okay.
It was lit, literally.
Got it. Muse?
What? I'm sorry. I wasn't.
Christmas Eve tradition, Muse?
Oh, no, not really a Christmas Eve tradition too much. Normally, we will go to Mass Christmas Eve, so we don't have to go Christmas Day. Just knock it out
who
then.
wants to do that? Just get it out of the way.
Well,
Just
hold
knock
on.
it out. Get it out of the way.
The more traditions are for us, like revolve around food on Christmas Day.
Feel you.
Things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cassie?
We usually go to Mass on Christmas Eve, and then...
Just
not
get it out of
this
the way
year.
like Muse, right?
I didn't mean it like that.
Get it out of the
Right,
way.
no.
Let's get it. I mean, it's literally the word. That was
I
your
know,
literal word
I
choice.
misspoke.
To get it out of the way.
Ever happened to you? Happens to me.
Oh, man.
But after we go to Mass, we usually go to my uncle's house, but this year they had to change it to the day before.
Got it. Eve.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve.
Double Christmas Eve.
Is that Festivus or is Christmas Eve Festivus? I don't remember. I don't know.
It's Christmas Eve is Festivus.
All right. On New Year's Eve, LSU is going to play a bowl game.
When is that?
New Year's Eve. Oh, my God. Like, can you at least, like, get out of your feelings?
December 31st? Is that what you're saying?
Just so we can carry on the conversation. Yes. The
December
day on the
31st.
calendar
Okay.
that the entire frigging world recognizes
Not
as the
China.
start of our calendar. No, there's a Chinese calendar, but still in China, they recognize this calendar of what the date is, okay? The date is December 31st, and it is New Year's Eve when LSU is going to play the Texas Bowl. Please stop derailing the conversation with your bitter feelings.
Tell that to the monks in Tibet.
How about we tell this to people 3500 BC when they came up with this stuff, all right? Invent a time machine, go back there and kick them all in the nuts for being stupid, not getting the calendar right. Or maybe they're brilliant and they nailed it. Who knows? We have to have an agreed upon time so we can all exist in some degree of order. It's 365 days to go once around the sun. That's a year. Depending on what date you start it is irrelevant. The world recognizes January the 1st as the date that we start the new year.
They don't in China. Tibet does not.
They moved to China.
They don't. There's a lot of folks over there. December 31st, this game is going to happen. Go.
So the other 7 billion people on the planet all recognize that the new year starts on January 1st when LSU, a day before, will play Baylor in the Texas Bowl.
Oh.
Zy Alexander is going to play in the game.
Good.
That is good. They're going to have a lot of their defenders there. LSU will. So Savion Jones and Braden Swinson, the starting defensive ends, are both going to play in the game.
Okay.
You should have all your defensive tackles. Now, JVR Suggs is in the portal, but you should have everybody else. Linebacker should be good. Whit Weeks, Greg Penn, although there's been no announcement, my understanding is Greg Penn's going to play. So Greg Penn, Witt Weeks. Remember, West Weeks was maintaining his redshirt year, but you can play in the bowl game and not have it count against your redshirt. So Witt, West, Greg Penn, Devon Keys, they all can play in the bowl game.
Is that the freshman Keys?
Devon Keys is the freshman.
Yeah, I like them.
Ashton Stamps, and now Zy Alexander's playing.
Okay.
And then at safety, you got Jordan Gilbert. We haven't heard yet about Major Burns, what he elects to do. And Sage Ryan's in the portal, so it means you're going to play Deshaun Spears at safety in this ball game. Probably start in place of Sage Ryan, but you're going to have most of your defenders there against Baylor in that game, which is a really good thing because honestly, as much as we talk about Dave Aranda as a great defensive coach, Baylor's better on offense this year than they are defensively. So I like the fact that LSU's going to have its starting defense out there against Baylor.
Is there any early enrollees that have been going through the bowl practices and all that stuff?
No, because you can't enroll yet. The semester hasn't started.
That's true.
At least to the best of my knowledge.
No, it hasn't.
I guess you could be at intercession. But I don't know that. I could ask, and that has happened before. I remember Derek Stingley did that.
Yeah.
So it's not uncommon for early. Someone asked me a question on the text line earlier. Like in theory, could players that transfer, like if you're in the portal and you transfer to one of the teams playing in the playoff, can you play in the playoff? Well, the answer is no, because once the season starts, your roster is set. Once that semester starts, and your roster is what it is. If a player transfers in, they're ineligible for that season with your team. So no. But to your point, guys who transfer in could be going through bowl practice in theory, but they couldn't play. Because I remember in 2018, LSU had tons of opt-outs in the secondary. It had injuries and opt-outs in that Fiesta Bowl against UCF. And Stingley was going through bowl practice, and we're like, can he play in the bowl game?
Yeah, kind of balling.
He was great.
Yeah.
And it's like, can he play in the bowl game? But because you kind of need him. They went out there. Remember they played that game against UCF with like 3 defensive linemen? It was a tough scene.
Yeah, and offensively, they had some weird, wonky stuff happen too, I think, that game. People out of position.
Well, kicked a lot of field goals in that game, and that guy obliterated Joe Burrow, and then Joe went off in the second half after that. It was kind of the moment where the turning point. But for LSU in this game against Baylor, listen, the result of the game, I don't think anybody – look, we want to see LSU win. We want to see them play well. I'm interested to see some of the guys in new positions, how that works, most notably on the offensive line. You're going to go in the portal and add offensive linemen, but I think it's going to be interesting to see Tyree Adams at left tackle. And, Miles Frazier is going to kick out and play right tackle. And I am really hopeful that they don't get Garrett Nussmeier killed in this game. Let's keep him upright and keep him healthy for spring ball, and go add some players in the portal, which I think will happen on the offensive line. We'll be patient, wait for that to happen. But I do think you want to win the game. You want to play well and win, but it's not critical. LSU lost the Texas Bowl against Kansas State when you're out there with John Trey Kirkland playing quarterback. So you get 38 scholarship players in that game. Probably shouldn't have played in the game. You should have pulled a Marshall and opted out of the game because you couldn't field a team. But this is going to be different. It feels like both teams are going to have a lot of their complement of players out there, the starters out there, and so it'll kind of be a fair fight, so to speak.
Is Baylor even any good? I haven't heard a whole lot about Baylor. I thought didn't they stink early on? I thought he was going to get fired last year.
It was close.
So he's back.
Well, they started 2-4. They won 6 in a row, so they finished 8-4, but they won 6 against a lot of bad teams. They started 2-4 against a good part of their schedule, and they went 6-0 in the second half against a lot of bad teams. So find out. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad you're hanging with us here. Terrio's here. It's the Riot Radio Hours. We do have Jack Pyburn joining us in about 30 minutes from right now. Florida edge who committed to LSU. If you missed it in hour 1, Jakeem Jackson, the cornerback from Florida who committed to LSU out of the portal, he was here in hour number 1. We'll get that on demand. Of course, AFR On Demand presented by Brett Golf. If you missed anything, you can catch it there. Podcast, YouTube, just search AFR LSU. You can get all our content there. Okay, we'll knock out our final break here of hour number 2. When we come back, we'll do a little Ask Ryan. So get your questions in for Terrio. You can ask us anything about anything. Email us, tweet us, text us. 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Ryan next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark Hotel and the Renaissance Hotel, 2 amazing hotel properties, Watermark Downtown, the Renaissance Southtown. Of course, Watermark voted by you the best hotel in the best of 225. My goodness, the Watermark. It is just gorgeous. Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. If you've never been to the Watermark, get there this weekend. Remember, they have Sunday brunch. Maybe you got family in town for Christmas. Not for the holidays, for Christmas. You can go enjoy Sunday brunch at the Watermark. Get a reservation. Remember, you never have to worry about parking downtown either when you go to the Watermark if you're going to eat at the Gregory, because at the Gregory, it's always complimentary valet parking when you're eating at the Gregory. So you can get downtown, totally hassle-free. You don't have to worry about any of that. It's completely convenient. In the Gregory, the food is amazing, and also it's the ambiance. You can see all the pedestrian foot traffic there on 3rd Street in downtown. Just an awesome place to go check out the Watermark Hotel. It's the Watermark downtown, the Renaissance Southtown. Check them out at the Watermark Hotel.
At Atmos Energy, our smart choice solutions help customers save energy and emissions with rebates up to $500 off high-efficiency natural gas appliances, smart thermostats, and weatherization upgrades. Together, we're fueling our energy future.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Breck teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. Breck, your #1 park system in the nation.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years of success.
And looking forward to 50 more.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs, even in the case of an after-hours.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
I mean, you wanted it. Killing the vibe of the show, but what?
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
This is a gorgeous song.
It is a gorgeous song. But this is a Friday going into the Christmas holiday, and we're all trying to get the energy up, and this doesn't do that.
If you crank it a little bit,
No.
crank it, Muse. Feeling it.
Okay.
Can you dance to this song?
Slow dance? I feel a little inappropriate grinding a slow dance to O Come, O Come Emmanuel.
Yeah. I mean, can you do a dance to the song?
I mean, I think you could probably have like, what do you call those, like the Celtic dancers? Well, Cassie, what would you dance to this?
I I mean, it could be
Cassie
like
teaches dance. Like, go ahead.
Maybe like a lyrical dance.
A lyrical dance. Like ballet?
Yeah, lyrical's close to ballet, yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
What's like when they have streamers?
Oh, I don't do that.
You know, what's that called, though?
Rhythmic gymnastics.
Rhythmic. Could you do that with this?
Probably.
Yeah. See? We got it. Okay, please kill that music. We got to move it. All right, let's do Ask Ryan. Get your questions in. You can ask Terrio anything about anything. There, that's more like it. Okay. Let's get the energy back a little bit. Those.com. We've got our college football playoff picks coming up. We are just a couple hours away from the first college football, 12-team college football playoff game ever. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
How about that? You can keep that going. Yeah. Be Notre Dame and Indiana tonight. Then a trio of games tomorrow. That's what I'll be doing all day tomorrow. We'll give you our picks for the college football playoff when we come back. And Jack Pyburn, LSU transfer, outside linebacker, defensive end from the University of Florida. He'll be with us here in about 20 minutes. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. If you weigh or measure something at Michelli, they sell, service, rent the products that you use to weigh and measure at Michelli. We show the world what measurement can do. With more than 30 different offices across 13 different states, they've got 6 calibration labs in Louisiana alone. Just last year, opened up their newly expanded calibration lab in Harahan. Got 2 in Baton Rouge. They're up in Shreveport. They're everywhere.
They are.
So if you need your precision measurement equipment calibrated, for example, this bottle of Evamore, it's got a twist top, right? How much pressure should it take to be able to twist and open this? Whatever that number is, that has to be calibrated into a device. Well, who does that? Michelli does that. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement. Our nation's largest distributor of scales. It's Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. At Michelli, we show the world what measurement can do.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques. Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985-206-9096. Learn the game to love the game.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. The new 12-team college football playoff opens tonight with a first-round game in South Bend. Notre Dame hosting Indiana. How will the Hoosiers defend Irish quarterback Riley Leonard? ESPN's Adam Rittenberg.
I asked Indiana defensive coordinator Brian Haynes about slowing him down. He said it's not necessarily about stopping the run. It's about making the quarterback pay a toll every time he decides he wants to run the ball. So if he wants to run it 20 times, we're going to hit him 20 times. And Indiana locked in to face that Notre Dame run game.
Adam Rittenberg on College Football Live. Coverage of tonight's game starts at 7:30 Eastern here on ESPN Radio. The game also on ABC, ESPN, and the app. Right now, late third quarter in the Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa. On ESPN2, Florida leads Tulane 16-0. The Chiefs activate wideout Hollywood Brown. He'll make his season debut tomorrow against the Texans. Colts wideout Alec Pierce is out for Sunday's game against the Titans with a concussion.
ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Commercial Insurance. It flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's rock! Go! You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Guess who's back again?
I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
With Matt Moscona and Ryan Terrio.
Let me find out you wearing Spanx that hide your gut. Let me find out.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt. Hey, shut up, kid. But blessings upon you and your family this wonderful Christmas season. Cassie Spazzale.
I'm walking here. I'm walking here.
Musso. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. College football playoff kickoff, Notre Dame against Indiana, 2 hours from right now in South Bend. Isn't this the thing? This is like we're watching College Game Day as we sit here in studio. Kurt Signetti's on the set.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, less than 2 hours to kick off. What's he doing on set at game?
This had to have been filmed earlier, huh?
No, this is live.
Yeah, they're going to.
I mean, the set is right outside of the stadium. So as you're looking at this, Touchdown Jesus is behind him. That's a walkway between Touchdown Jesus, which is the Hesburgh Library, straight up to Notre Dame Stadium. So, I mean, this is literally right outside of the stadium. But even still, like, kind of feels like maybe you should probably be in the stadium, locking in.
Yeah, it's a little bit late, but he's probably already checked out. He's not going to be there next year. I mean, that's the only thing I can think of. The game's getting ready to start. Why is he? I mean, what are you doing? He knows something that we don't know.
He's not going to be there next year? What are you talking about?
He's coaching somewhere else next year.
No.
Yeah.
No. He's, first of all, he's like 64 years old. And he also...
He looks great.
I know, doesn't he? He really does for a guy in his 60s. But, and he just signed like a huge extension with them as well. He ain't going nowhere.
Well, then he needs to get his butt in the stadium and get to coaching.
Like, let's get going here. Let's lock in a little bit here.
Biggest game of your life, Kurt.
For real. Like, for real, for real. Anyway, 2 hours, 6 minutes from kickoff. All right, so we do. You know what we haven't done yet?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no, never mind. We did. Oh, no, we never. Did we ever go over our baseball picks?
No, we didn't.
We need to go back and do this. Like, we listen, we hold ourselves accountable. We make picks before every season, and when the seasons are over, we come back and we're accountable to those picks. So every year we make picks for like the baseball, division winners, all that sort of stuff, NFL, division winners, AFC, NFC. I don't think we went back and went over our baseball picks.
We didn't.
In November. So I'll have to do that when Paul gets back. So anyway, Terrio and I will go on the record here with our college football playoff picks. Muse, if you want to play, you can jump aboard and play with us too. Cassie, you're welcome to play too. So it's the college football playoff bracket. We're going to make our picks here before the playoff begins, and we'll run through the whole thing. So hit me with a little music there, Muse, if you would. How good is this?
You love this song. Can you dance to this song?
Cassie, as our resident dance expert?
I mean, you can pretty much dance to any song.
Oh, Holy
Just depends
Night?
on what kind of dance you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah, you can dance to this song.
Could you dance to Gregorian monks chanting?
I guess so. I don't think it'd be a very entertaining dance, but
That's a good
you
point.
Probably could.
That is an important notation there, Cassandra. Thank you. Do you hate that?
I do very
Okay,
much.
I'll stop. Maybe. All right, let's get to it here. Let's just go chronologically through the games. First game up, we'll have the 7 seed Notre Dame against the Indiana Hoosiers. Mr. The Riot. Who do we like here?
I like Indiana in this game tonight.
IU with the upset.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Muse.
I'll take Notre Dame in a close one.
All right. Do you want to play Cassie? Okay, Cassie's not going to play. So this is for me the hardest. I know very confidently where I'm going with the rest of my bracket. This is the one that is very hard for me because I do think Notre Dame is a flawed football team that has not been challenged, but they have a very good defense. We saw Indiana play one really good defensive team this year, Ohio State, and they got bludgeoned. On the flip side of it, I think Indiana's defense is actually very good, and I don't think Notre Dame, with a struggling offensive or an injured offensive line, is awesome. And if Indiana gets ahead, I don't think Riley Leonard can pass to get Notre Dame back into the game. So I think the key for Indiana is to get a lead. I just don't know that I trust them to do it. I do think Notre Dame is the team that's most on upset alert in opening weekend here. That probably gives you a little peek and a glimpse into where I'm thinking this goes. But I will reluctantly pick Notre Dame with about a 2% confidence, almost no confidence, but I will take Notre Dame to win this football game and advance to play Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. Okay, so we move on to the rest of the bracket. The game Saturday morning is SMU at Penn State. Mr. The Riot?
Penn State's going to win this one.
All right. Muse?
Told you earlier I liked SMU in an upset. I like SMU in an upset.
All right, I'm going Penn State. I think this is actually the easiest one of the weekend to pick. Sorry, Muse, not to be completely contrarian, but I don't think SMU... I know James Franklin struggled in the big games. I just think the physicality at the point of attack is really going to give SMU trouble in this game. I think Penn State wins that and wins it comfortably at home. The middle game is Clemson, Texas.
Texas is going to win that game.
Texas, Muse?
Say at Texas.
We're all going Texas. I think this is a walk for Texas as well. Clemson, I know they beat SMU, but SMU gifted them a 14-point lead. After that, SMU outplayed them. We saw Clemson play Georgia. They got throttled. They played Louisville, got throttled. Clemson's not a very good football team, and I think Texas at home will have no trouble with this football game. And then Tennessee, Ohio State is the night game.
Ohio State.
Yeah, Buckeyes, Ohio State.
Are they focused? Do we actually think Ohio State is locked in and focused?
I do.
I don't know, man.
I do. And I think they have arguably the most talented roster in college football.
Like, I would agree with that. When they play well and they're on, yeah. I don't disagree with you there. I just don't know that they're locked in and focused, and I don't think they got a great coach either. But I don't think Tennessee's offense I think Tennessee's offense, which has been a struggle. I think Tennessee's defense can play great. I think Tennessee's offense is a problem, and I do think Ohio State wins this game. Okay, so as we move to the quarterfinals, all right, Terrio, you picked we all picked Texas. So Texas moves on to play Arizona State. So Texas, Arizona State.
Texas is going to beat Arizona State.
Muse.
Yeah, I like Texas's defense in that game, Texas.
We're all going Texas there. In the Rose Bowl, it would be the winner of Tennessee, Ohio State against Oregon. We all picked Ohio State, so Ohio State, Oregon in a rematch. Mr. The Riot.
I think Oregon wins that game.
Muse?
I like the Buckeyes.
Ohio State. Okay, I'm going Oregon as well. In the Fiesta Bowl, Boise State, which is a total joke. They get to sit and watch SMU and Penn State play. So, Terrio, you had Penn State. So Penn State, Boise?
Penn State.
Muse, SMU, Boise.
I would actually take Boise in that game.
And I have Penn State, Boise, and I will go Penn State as well because Boise's a total joke. Ashton Genty is a good player, but again, you're going to go play a Power 5 school. I like Penn State to win and advance there as well. And then in the Sugar Bowl, it'll be Georgia against, for you, Mr. The Right, Indiana.
Yeah, Georgia's going to win that one.
Muse, Georgia, Notre Dame.
Man, without Carson Beck against that defense, I have to pick Notre Dame there.
I will pick Georgia to win. I think Gunnar Stockton is plenty good enough, and Carson Beck's a turnover machine. I think they're better without him. And he gives you a running threat at quarterback. And you have a month to get ready for him to get going. So I like Georgia there as well. All right, so as we advance now to the semifinals, Mr. The Riot, it will be for you Texas against Oregon.
Oregon is going to beat Texas.
You have Oregon advancing to the national championship. Muse, you would have in this one Texas against Ohio State.
Texas.
All right, Muse goes Texas. And I have Texas against Oregon with Texas advancing as well. And then the other half, Ryan, you have Georgia against Penn State.
Georgia's going to win that game.
UGA. Muse, you have...
Notre Dame against...
You have Notre Dame against Boise.
Oh, God, what am I doing? Notre Dame... Oh, God.
All right, you have Notre Dame against Boise?
I screwed this up.
Yeah. And I have Georgia, Penn State, and I'm going Georgia as well, which means, Terrio, you're natty. Oregon against Georgia.
I think Oregon's going to win the national championship.
Muse has Texas against Notre Dame.
Oh, my God. That was a misstep on my part, but I'm picking Texas in that game.
Texas, your national champion.
Ew.
And I have Georgia, Texas, with Georgia winning the national championship. I'm going with that because before the season started, one of my bold predictions in July media days was that Georgia and Texas would play 3 times this year. Regular season, SEC championship game, and in the playoff. What I couldn't predict, because you never know what the bracket's going to look like, is where they would play. But I did feel like both would play in the playoffs. So in this being on opposite sides, they would have to play in the championship. That's what I'm going to go with. I do think we will see a Georgia-Texas national championship game, and I do think Georgia will win the national championship, beating Texas for the 3rd time this year. All right, we're on the record. Terry's got Oregon. Muse has Texas. I have Georgia. It's after further review. We'll knock out a quick break. When we come back, LSU transfer. I'm going to ask him. Defensive end, outside linebacker, edge. What do we call him? Jack Pyburn. He's here next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Merry Christmas and happy holidays, but mostly Merry Christmas. From our friends over at Duplessis Builders, duplessisbuilders.net. He didn't tell me to say that. I was just trying to jab Terrio in the eye. Duplessisbuilders.net. If you're thinking about building a pool, outdoor kitchen, your backyard paradise. I don't know, someone I know was talking this week about putting an outdoor kitchen at his house, maybe a pool, little outdoor area. Somebody was telling me about that. Maybe just yesterday who I was talking to over at the parish office. Somebody was talking about that. Maybe you could call Duplessis, duplessisbuilders.net. Great local company, Derek Duplessis. Engineering background, was working as an engineer, built a pool for his sister, built 8 that first year, built 60 the next year. Now they have done caught fire, and there's a reason. Beautiful work, exceptional craftsmanship, a 10-year workmanship warranty. They don't cut corners, and they build you a beautiful product that will last. New pool, you need a remodel, a renovation, an update, they can do it all. at Duplessis Builders. DuplessisBuilders.net.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
The best kept secret in town is out. Discover Tallulah at the Renaissance Hotel on Bluebonnet.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
BRAC teamed up to reimagine your parks, and you imagined big. With your help, we went to work, creating 12 beautiful community parks across the parish. A family-sized water park, miles and miles of trails, and parks just for your dogs. There are more places to splash, to explore, to run wild, and even soar. You imagined, we delivered. Gold. BRAC, your #1 park system in the nation.
Jerry and Benny Payne began Central Plumbing Company out of their driveway in Tanglewood subdivision. 50 years later and 4 generations down the road, we continue to serve Baton Rouge and the surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Residential, commercial, industrial, or hospitality, Central Plumbing is here 24/7, 365.
We want to thank our customers, family, and friends for 50 years.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Failure happens to us all, but it's our champions of all.
All right, glad you're rolling along with us here. Friday edition of AFR. We'll get to Ask Ryan and the hour. If you missed it, we had Jakeem Jackson here in hour number 1. Was a Gator, now a Tiger. You can catch that on demand. Another guy that was a Gator, now a Tiger, is Jack Pyburn. Still teammates with Jakeem Jackson. Good enough to join us now. Hey, Jack, we appreciate the time, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. Great to be on.
Hey, man, it's our pleasure. Thanks for taking the time. Hey, what position do you play? Because I've seen you listed as an outside linebacker, as an edge, as a defensive end. Like, what do we call you?
Yeah, I guess it's an edge defender. I'm a hybrid outside linebacker, true defensive end, kind of whatever it fits for the scheme. But I guess in our scheme, we consider me an edge, so 4-down lineman. Is it weird having worn the orange and blue and playing LSU just a month ago, and now you're a Tiger? To a certain extent, people that have seen my background, I build a background. I grew up a Gator fan, but my dad's fiance is a LSU fan, so it's kind of like a house divided growing up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so we actually have a camp about 40 minutes outside of Baton Rouge on the Tickfall River. So I would say if Jacksonville's not my home and Gainesville's not my home, Baton Rouge will probably be third for me. So it's a very familiar area, and that's something a lot of people don't know and that's a big reason why, the comfortability with the area, the amount of connections I have and the amount of people I knew, it just made it kind of feel like it could be a new home for me.
Dude, so how much time do you spend at the camp in Tickfall?
I was there probably 3 times last year. I said my dad and his fiance, they spend a lot more time just because of the football stuff, but we get down there quite a bit.
Okay, I don't mean to bog down on this, but connect the dots. Like, you're from Florida. How did your dad end up with a camp here in Louisiana? Just big outdoorsman, or was there family connections? How did that happen?
Yeah, it's family connection. So it was my dad's fiance's dad's house, and then over the past few years, we remodeled it, and now it's in the family. So
nice.
Yes, sir.
Very cool, man. Jack Pyburn is with us. Hey, take me through, if you would, your decision to go into the portal as a guy who obviously could have gone back to Florida, but you decided to jump in the portal. Why? What led you to that decision?
Yeah, I'll tell you, number one is I just want to play for a team that fits me a little more in the scheme. I was looking to play for an aggressive 4-down defense, and that's something that Coach Baker at LSU is 100% running. He runs an attack-style defense that is trying to get after the quarterback, trying to create negative plays. So it was really about just trying to find a place where I'd be able to showcase my talents to my best extent and be able to earn opportunities, in every regard on the field, and not just be labeled as a first and second down player.
There was
I felt
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I felt at Florida that I was stuck in a rotation with 2 other players that, I had, if you look at the production, look at the numbers, the stats just didn't line up with my snap count compared to the 2 guys that I was starting over. And so I just wasn't too interested in being stuck in a 3-man rotation at Florida, no matter, how much part of me wanted to be there. I felt honestly I had to make a decision for my future that would be beneficial, my interest to make it to the National Football League.
I'm glad you ended it there, Jack, because I was thinking for a player like you, in a different era, you would just go to the NFL. But now with college football, the transfer portal, and NIL, you have this amazing opportunity to find a spot that fits you. You can make money. There's a lot of reasons why veteran players now choose to stay another year in school. So, would you say, is it fair to say, if not for portal NIL, you would be going to the NFL?
I wouldn't say that in regard. I would have probably still come back to Florida for my 4th year. I'm a true junior. I'm going into my true senior season. I didn't redshirt, so I have 1 year left. And I just honestly looked at it that I had to make the best business decision for my future to set myself up in the best position, for the National Football League. And I felt that me potentially being in a 3-man rotation, just based off the numbers, the numbers speak for themselves. I just didn't see it as being the most beneficial option for me, my playing future.
Sure. Jack Pyburn's with us. Yeah, Jack, I know there was the you talked about playing more snaps. There was the tweet that went around about your demands or whatever. I'm honestly not so much interested in that. I'm more interested in in your role and what that conversation was like with Blake Baker and maybe Kevin Peoples and the LSU defensive staff, how they see you on LSU's team in 2025.
Yeah, no, they see me as being a 3-down. The goal is to be a 3-down defensive starter for the Tigers this year, and allow myself to work to the best of my extent. And honestly, I was also looking for a coach that I felt like could develop parts of my game that I know need to be focused on. For instance, my pass rush. I'm an effective pass rusher, but I want to be an elite pass rusher. And in being an elite pass rusher, you have to have an elite coach that can turn you into the product that you want to be. And just off of Coach Baker and especially Coach Peoples' pedigree, they put a lot of guys into the league that they've developed, into higher round picks. So I saw it as potential to increase my stock and become a better player. And I'm honestly just really excited to get to work and put the boots back on. I don't like sitting around and not playing ball, so I'm just ready to get to LSU and start working and finally have a healthy off season where I'm not trying to come back from an injury and I can just focus on working to my game and, yeah.
Jack, did you have you mentioned Baker and Peoples. Those guys have been in the SEC even before they were at LSU. Did you have a relationship there? Did they recruit you in high school, or did you know them at all?
I did not, but I have, like I said, the connections in Louisiana. We had a lot of people vouching for, especially Coach Baker as a coach and as a person. So, flew in Friday night, had dinner with Saturday night, my fault, last weekend, Saturday night, and had dinner with Coach Baker, Coach Peoples, and Coach Kelly, his wife, and we were all just sitting down having dinner, and that was that was honestly what I was really looking for, is, the personal connection with the coaches, and being able to get that and have that feeling of, not feeling as recruiting, because being a guy that's played in college 3 years, I already knew what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. It was about the relationships and the scheme fit, and, being able to have those real conversations. And one thing that I love about, all three of those coaches is none of them sugarcoat anything. They're going to tell you what they think, and that's what I respond best to. I'm not a big fan of coach speak. I'm not a big fan of hearing what you want to hear. I want to hear the real truth and what you think.
Y'all went to Rufino's for dinner, huh?
We did.
I missed you by
Geno's. We went to Geno's, actually.
Okay. I thought I was going to, I missed, or on I guess no, it was Sunday night?
Yeah, we were at Rufino Sunday night.
Yeah, I missed you by about 20 minutes there on Sunday night, but it would have been nice to say hello in person, but probably had that opportunity later. When did just a couple more minutes? Jack Pyburn's with us. When did what did you order, by the way?
What night?
Rufino's.
I think I got, because we had Geno's the night before, I think I got a steak and we got a ton of appetizers, and Whit was at dinner with me too, so that was cool. I like him a lot, so I feel like I'm going to be pretty good buddies with him, so I'm excited, definitely excited to play with him, and we're definitely going to complement each other's game pretty well.
I interviewed a buddy that covers Florida earlier in the week, and we're talking about you and about Jakeem, and he said he's a firm believer that every defense needs a psycho and that you're a psycho. And that's a great thing. Would you and Whit kind of seem like you'd fit that mold on the field? Do you see yourself that way when you're playing?
Yeah, I mean, I just, at the end of the day, I live and breathe football, man. Football is my passion. Football is my love, and it's what I care about. And I just care a lot about the game. I care a lot about my teammates. I care a lot about my performance and helping a team. But I definitely have a little crazy side of me for sure. I mean, if to play the game the way I do, you got to be a little crazy, because if you're not, it wouldn't work.
I love it, dude. It's so good, man. Everybody's gonna love you here. How maybe last thing, give me there's got to have been a story, a moment. Keep it a little PG, but on the field, something that even maybe after a game, something you did or said that even surprised you.
Honestly, dude, not really. I have a high feeling and belief in myself, and the amount of work that I put into being the position I'm in. Like I said, nothing in life has ever been guaranteed to me, ever. I've never asked for any guarantees. I never demanded anything. All I've done is work my entire life to be in the position I'm in. People told me I'd never be able to play at Florida. People told me I'd never be able to play Division I football. People told me I wouldn't even start in high school for some reason. But guess what? I proved them wrong at every step of the way. So that's what I'm about. But it's not even proving anyone, wrong anymore. And that's something at Florida, is that I felt like I had proved everyone wrong and had already done and accomplished everything that I wanted at Florida. And that's why I felt the peace of mind that I got to go do what's best for me, not what other people thought I couldn't do. I got to go prove myself right. And that's why I ultimately made that decision, and I chose to come to an elite program like LSU, because I want to be able to showcase my talents at the best of my ability for myself, and to, help that team compete and win a national championship next year.
Dude, people are going to love you, man. The people here will absolutely love that mindset. Take it to the field, man. Hey, I wish you health and success and all that good stuff, man. Hope you have a great Christmas, happy holidays, and we appreciate a couple of minutes today. Thank you.
Yes, sir, of course. Merry Christmas to you as well.
Thank you. That's Jack Pyburn. It's our pleasure. Man, I don't know how you can listen to that guy talk for like 8 minutes or 10 minutes, wherever we're talking, and not be excited. Live, eat, sleep, breathe football, workaholic, nothing given, everything earned, wants to be a 3-down player, wants to go where he can maximize himself, wants to be coached by coaches that are going to tell him the truth, not sugarcoat anything to make him better. Elite. Said he's a good edge rusher, wants to be an elite edge rusher, needs an elite edge coach. Dude, I mean, I understand why, if you're a coach and you're looking for a defensive end, an edge player in the portal, and you sit down and talk to that guy and you put on the film where he had 60 tackles as an outside linebacker, edge player for Florida last year. I mean, you put that out there and you go, oh, and he's got that mentality? And he's a 3-year contributor going into his 4th season of college football? Yeah, man. Oh, people are going to like him. People like him a lot. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad you're with us. We're brought to you by DraftKings, by the way. Y'all, it's the most wonderful time of year for getting in all the hoops, football, and hockey action at DraftKings Sportsbook. We are counting down less than 2 hours away from the first college football playoff game of the 12-team playoff era. You want to bet on it? Do it at DraftKings. And here's a gift for all new customers. You can bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your $5 bet wins. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code Baton Rouge, one word, Baton Rouge. Again, that's code Baton Rouge for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Happy holidays from DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537. 21 plus, physically present in Louisiana. Select parishes only. Eligibility restrictions apply. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Licensee partner, Golden Nugget, Lake Charles. We appreciate Jack Pyburn. Jakeem Jackson was here in hour one. We'll knock out a quick break. And for those who are wondering, I did not kick Terrio out. He stepped out to take a phone call. But Terrio will be back in when we come back from the break. And we got 2 segments left. Let's talk some Christmas stuff. Terrio will be here. We'll talk Christmas stuff, and we'll get to Ask Ryan. So fire away. We'd love to have you jump aboard with us. Email us, tweet us, or text us. 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Christmas stuff. Next,
AFR.
Speaking of Christmas stuff, if you do still need a Christmas gift for someone on your list who maybe it's hard to shop for, or maybe you have that green thumb on your list, got to get by Clegg's Nursery. Any of the 4 locations. Siegner Airline, LA 16 in Denham, Mid-City on Donmore, and the Garden Center on Greenwell Springs. I want to remind you, there's some great gift ideas at Clegg's. A citrus tree is a great gift that your family, friend, loved one can plant and get generations of value and enjoyment out of. Maybe it's something to enjoy their outdoor space, like tuned wind chimes, which are gorgeous if you've never seen them. They're awesome. They've got bird feeders, hummingbird feeders, or you could always just snag a Clegg's gift card. Easy, stocking stuffer, maybe something for a company Christmas party, something like that. It's Clegg's Nursery. Any of the 4 locations, buy local, shop local. Tell them Matt sent you in. Friends at Clegg's Nursery.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
The Windsor Senior Living Community in Mandeville, Louisiana is a beautiful, vibrant apartment community geared toward seniors. They are nestled right in the heart of Mandeville, where seniors live a more carefree lifestyle in spacious apartments with the peace of mind that comes from having a little extra help. Call the Windsor at 985-624-8040 to schedule a lunch and tour. Come see how the Windsor can be your passport to peace of mind.
Electricity is all around us, and our families depend on it. Every day is sparked by the power of a cold drink or a warm meal, a movie night, and a comforting light at the end of a dark hallway. From sunrise to sunset, playtime to bedtime, our team is ready to take care of your electrical needs. Even in the case of an after-hours emergency, the light in your life shines brighter with Mr. Electric.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona. For years, you've heard me tell you about Insurance Network of Louisiana, helping you find better coverage for less money. But it's not just for your home and auto. They also offer commercial property. So, retail stores, professional offices like doctors, dentists, attorneys, clothing boutiques, Insurance Network of Louisiana can find you better coverage for less money. They service the entire state of Louisiana, and they're local. So call today at 293-0450 or lainsurance.net.
Dylan Cruz here to tell you about Six Rings Baseball and Softball Camp. If you live on the North Shore and play ball, go to Six Rings Camps with former LSU assistant coach Dan Canaveri. His knowledge is second to none, and your child will improve and have fun doing it. Camps were held at Coquille Park and Six Rings Academy in Covington with 4 sessions over the summer. Full day and morning only sessions are available from ages 7 to 13. Go to sixringsbaseball.com or call 985.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Alan! Quick, come look at the lights!
Thank you very much for that.
That brought news back to life. There he is.
It's just so good. Yeah. And
They have to quickly turn it off.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait. Turn it off. What happened? What's all the racket about? Anyway, sorry. All right, go. Bring it back. What were you going to say, Muse?
So say I might watch that tonight after the playoff game.
I like that idea. I may do that too. What's your favorite Christmas movie? Mr. The Riot?
I really like Home Alone.
Home Alone?
I do.
Muse? Christmas Vacation?
Yeah, Christmas Vacation.
Cassie? Favorite Christmas movie?
Either Christmas Vacation or White Christmas.
I don't think I've ever seen White Christmas.
I haven't.
I don't know that I've seen the
Christmas is a good
classic.
one.
You've seen White Christmas?
It's a Miracle on 34th Street. I mean, it's old school, but I mean, it's
the classics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Miracle on 34th Street, White Christmas. Never seen Christmas Story.
Die Hard.
I've never seen. I'm not gonna do the Die Hard. I just don't care enough to do that fight. What's the other one?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's
is another, yeah.
I've never seen that one. Have you?
No.
No, you?
Well, no, I have. It just one time though. I didn't like it.
Yeah. No,
I'm trying to like.
It's just not my favorite thing.
I like Polar Express.
Never seen it.
It's good. I like Polar Express.
I
too.
like Polar Express.
Cassie?
I don't know how I feel about Polar Express. Like, I don't not like it, but I don't really like it.
Okay.
It's just kind of there.
Is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory a Christmas movie?
What?
No. Why would you say that?
Because it's snowing in the movie.
Is it?
That's cold. It's cold over
Is
there.
it snowing? Okay.
Because I do like that movie.
That's definitely not a Christmas
just,
movie.
yeah, I don't know.
That's not in any way a Christmas movie. But no love for Elf in this room.
Okay, really like Elf.
Love Elf. Elf's great.
You know the great thing about Elf? It's like it's we don't realize it, but it's so old now.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie is 20 years old. Now, I understand it's not old like It's a Wonderful Life, but you understand, like when you watch it, there's so many references that are like pop culture dated. Like when Miles Finch, the little person, comes in and he's like, I have homes in Aspen or whatever. He's like, each with an 80-inch plasma screen. I'm like, or maybe it says like a 50-inch plasma screen or something. It's like, plasma?
That scene was really good.
That's pretty good.
That was good.
Beats the crap
What's this Santa Claus with is it
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen?
I love that. I love
that was a
movie
good
too.
one.
Yeah, Christmas Vacation isn't just my favorite Christmas movie. It's in my top 5 favorite movies, period. Like if you say you can only watch 5 movies for the rest of your life, and that's it. That's on my list. That's 100. That's probably the first one on my list. Anchorman would be the original. Anchorman would be on my list. Now I'm doing this. It's very hard because I would love for Dumb and Dumber to be on the list too. But that's 3 comedies. But maybe I just have comedies.
You laugh a lot. That's a good thing.
Yeah, Shawshank, Forrest Gump. You ran on my list like that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. If that's my list. Maybe not Forrest Gump. Maybe not.
I was about to say, man, Forrest Gump's so good, though.
Yeah,
that is a
maybe
great
not
film.
I might think of something else. Anyway,
I'm trying to think of the name of a movie. There was, oh gosh, I'm gonna figure it out.
What's your favorite gift you ever got for Christmas?
Okay, 2 gifts, and I know this one.
Like
one,
boom, right comes to
Oliver.
mind.
I got Oliver, a dog, a Cocker Spaniel.
Okay.
I got Oliver one
Shout out
year.
Oliver.
Yep.
How old were you?
Ollie lived a rough life, though. I wasn't the best caretaker.
Oh, no.
But I was probably like 8 or 9.
That story just took an awful detour.
Yeah, but he was a great. I mean, I could not believe that I got that guy. And then we got a computer one year, and I was convinced Santa Claus was real when that happened. I remember the computer.
That's when you knew Santa was real.
Yep. Oliver was big, and the computer. And we would get the standard stuff every year: batting gloves, cleats, that type of thing. But yeah, I'm gonna go Oliver, and then it was an Apple IIc. I remember the thing.
The computer,
yeah,
Apple IIc.
With the floppy disk. What is it? The Oregon Trail game.
Oh yeah.
Played that. Got that too.
Y'all got gifts that stand out?
I mean, probably the thing I liked the most, just in like the moment, was one year when like the Razor scooters were real big. You remember those at all? Like,
you got to understand that's way after any time I was getting presents.
So I mean, like that was awesome. I was sick the year I got it, and it was cold outside, and I still went outside and rode it anyway. My mom got real mad at me for that, actually. But
I got a scooter in like 1987.
Yeah, so I mean that was really cool.
Yeah. We were living in New Orleans. I remember getting a scooter.
It's a good gift.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming to the realization as I understand this that I'm just not the biggest Christmas guy in the world. You know what I love? My favorite thing about Christmas. So when I was a kid, our Christmas Eve tradition was we would go to New Orleans to my Grammy and Gramps' house, and Santa always came to Grammy and Gramps' house, which was awesome, and I love Grammy would make these little miniature meatballs. I mean, we had a big spread of food, but I would eat a gang of meatballs because I was Grammy's favorite. She would always make me like a little bucket of meatballs to take home. We just called them Grammy meatballs. And those were awesome times with cousins, and like those Christmas Eves were great. Now, as an adult, we do Christmas Eve with Erica's family, which is awesome, like her sisters and our nieces and nephews and parents, which is so much fun. And then Christmas Day is when we have my full family deal. And my Gramps is 90. God, did he just turn 92 or 93? He just turned 92. So Gramps is 92, still with us, and we have old fashions and we have a great meal, and I just love spending those days with my family where I don't have to ever be into my phone. I could just be present with my family, the people I love, have an old fashioned, eat a great meal, and just enjoy our family, man. That I would say more than any present I've gotten or any movie or Christmas Carol. That's what I love about Christmas the most. It's just that time when I don't know, maybe I'm just externally processing now. I work a lot. And I'm not, even when I'm there, I'm not always present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a thing.
Even when I'm home, and I do my best, but it's a time of year where I'm very vividly there, engaged in conversations, and just being with people that you love and enjoying moments, which I don't do enough of. And I think a lot of us are guilty of that, but I certainly am.
We are, and as kids, you have those memories, like those Christmases that stand out. Not necessarily the gift or what Christmas it was, but I can remember you talk about going to grandmother's house, but my grandmother Merlin, shout out, rest in peace, she was the best.
Why her grandma was the best?
She was literally a saint. She made all of myself and all of my cousins, boy cousins, karate outfits for Christmas. She handmade the karate outfits.
Shout out Grandma Merlin.
But what she didn't bargain for was the giant karate fights.
Here comes the tournament
that would ensue,
of
right?
Course.
And it was one of those Christmases that you never forget. There was plenty of bloody noses and
so good.
Bones were broken. I'm sure. It was. Shout
out Grandma Merlin.
Heck yeah.
That's what you do when you get a whole bunch of boys and give them karate outfits. What do you think's going to happen?
Of course, you're fighting.
The karate tournaments. You're going to get the bracket.
Yes.
You're going to make out the bracket for everybody who fights who, and you get a tournament who gets the trophy. If there's not really a trophy, you go get an old trophy, like a bowling trophy or something. Here it is.
That's right.
Maybe you make it like a little paper figurine to go on the top to replace the guy that's bowling or something like that. You probably have to give the trophy back to the person who actually won the bowling trophy, but for that day, you won it.
It's the Christmas Eve karate trophy.
That's what it is, man. So good. Shout out.
we would go ride through Broadmoor after Christmas. Now, this was kind of awesome. And everybody would put their Christmas trees out on the street for the garbage guy to come pick them up or the Christmas tree guy to come pick them up back in the day. And we would take them to Grandma's house and make a giant Christmas tree fort.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That was kind of awesome.
That is kind of awesome.
That was a bit of a tradition that was pretty awesome.
It's probably the thing, don't light a match, because that thing would be incinerated in a millisecond.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. Have you ever set a Christmas tree, like an old dead Christmas tree on fire?
Absolutely. We do it at the hunting camp.
I mean, those things incinerate in a hurry. Whew. Almost, you've been to my house where we have the outdoor kitchen with the overhang and we have the fire pit. Well, I had just some branches from the tree that, like, as we were trimming it, that I threw in the fire pit. And when I lit the fire pit, it went, I mean, the flames went 20 feet in the air. And it burns very quickly, but it almost caught the overhang of the outdoor kitchen. I mean, it was a close call.
Yeah.
Learned that lesson the hard way. Almost learned that lesson the hard way. You know what you could do? Instead of that, you can give your loved one a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. You only got a few shopping days left. It's not too late. Tomorrow, of course, is Saturday. You can get by Lee Michaels, 2 locations in Baton Rouge, Corporate Boulevard in Bocage, and in the Mall of Louisiana. The mall is kind of crazy right now, but who cares? Get out there and experience Christmas and the joy of last-minute shopping. You know how you become a hero when you're last-minute shopping? You give her a gift in the box, the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Tennis bracelets, rings, pendants, necklaces, so many gorgeous options, watches, writing utensils. Go check them out at Lee Michaels. If you're not familiar, you can start at the website because they do have a Christmas gift section on the website. Expertly selected. You can check it out at lmfj.com, lmfj.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Okay, final break of the show. Our Friday show is brought to you by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Remember, T-Bob and I will be at Don Juan for whiskey and wine after the bowl game. So LSU and Baylor, 2:30. New Year's Eve. As soon as the game ends, we'll be live from Don Juan Cigar Bar. We'll look to see you then. All right, quick break. We'll wrap up with Ask Ryan, Ask Terrio, anything about anything. It's next on AFR.
After further review.
Well, you heard Hunt and T-Bob earlier today out at Rouse's, but great time for you to get by Rouse's right now. We're moving into Christmas week. If you haven't done it yet and you're planning your Christmas Day or Christmas Eve celebration or whatever party, Rouse's has got you covered. Go to the website right there at rouses.com or on the Rouse's app. You can hit the weekly ad tab right there. It'll give you all of the specials, all of the bonuses and the savings right now over at Rouse's. So you want to save as you're putting together your holiday meal for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. You could do it over at Rouse's, any of their 70-some-odd locations from Lake Charles to Orange Beach, Alabama, and points in between. Seems like every day they open up a new Rouse's. Make sure you save, you shop save, and you shop local there at Rouse's. The official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Your main course, they have catering options as well. Maybe you want some wine for the whole family. Try some new interesting wines. The more you buy, the more you save at Rouse's. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment. Dave's back on. Coors Light. Choose chill.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
Got chores that need some extra muscle, but a large piece of equipment is overkill? That's what John Deere compact utility tractors were made for. Powerful enough for the work you need to do. Compact enough for how you need to do it. Find the equipment that's right for you at Sunshine Quality Solutions. Check out our current promotions and learn more about what it means to be powered by sunshine at sunequip.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Wall-to-wall TVs mean you'll see every touchdown in HD. Place your bets and feel the thrill of every play with our DraftKings Sportsbook. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly...
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
All right, down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Friday edition of AFR. My last show of the year. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy New Year. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful celebration. And less than an hour away from kickoff. First ever 12-team college football playoff game. God, tomorrow's going to be so much fun. I'm going to kick up my feet. I'm going to drink a ton of ice-cold Bud Lights. Sit in front of my fire. By the nighttime, I'll probably switch to whiskey. Watch a whole mess of college football tomorrow. Playoff games from morning till night. God, it's going to be so good. Muse, Cassie, thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Mr. The Riot, Merry Christmas. I'll see you in the new year.
After Further Review.
As we get on down the road, remind you about First South Farm Credit. Go to firstsouthland.com. That's firstsouthland.com. If you're thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. You thinking of buying land?
Yes.
I know you are, actually, as a matter of fact. Have been for a while. You've called First South Farm Credit.
I have.
Good experience?
It was a great experience. There was a lot of questions I had. Does it work like you're buying a house? What does that look like? Get the loan, mortgage, all those things that or question marks going in. One nugget of information, which was great, is they'll actually work with the bank or the people that you are comfortable using to make the transaction happen, which was pretty comforting.
First South Farm Credit. Make your first call to First South Farm Credit. First in agriculture, first in recreational property. It's First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthland.com. That's FirstSouthland.com. Since 1916, y'all. Pretty good at it. Been doing it for a long time. FirstSouthland.com.